the winner. Well, Smort, after you put Aces Takeover in that TikTok chat, if you are the chosen winner, no worry, we will have your name and specific username written down, and then you will contact us. You slide us, or you slide into our DMs, make sure you're following us, slide into our DMs, and provide your preferred contact email, and that's how we can reach out to you to get you your 4060. So that's how we would provide the winner. But before we even get to the winner, I mean, the stream's just started. We have quite a few hours to get through before we get to the takeover. So just put Aces Takeover in the TikTok chat, and then we will get your name in the running. Because just to let you know, the giveaway, takeover, those rewards will not be coming until the very end of today's stream. So not until 7 p.m. Pacific time, or I should say, 10 p.m. Eastern time. Or if you want to just more specifically say we are in the West Coast, or the United States West Coast Pacific Daylight Standard Time, if you want to know the specific time zone we are in.
And you have to be in the United States to win.
This is also true. You do have to be within the you have to be a United States resident to win this graphics card, the Asus 4060. There can only be one bean, and that is Tia Bean. I just sent 278 likes. We appreciate you, Luffy. And Mirza over on YouTube says, Aces Takeover. Well, Teresa and Mirza, I just want to let you guys know that the Aces Takeover is exclusive to TikTok. So if you want a chance at winning that Asus 4060, you're going to want to hop on over to TikTok and type Aces Takeover in the TikTok specific chat. But as I've been talking about being this 4060, you guys have a chance of getting. We do have some awesome deals for you, and one of the first ones we have for you is a graphics card. This is the Asus TUF Gaming NVIDIA GeForce RTX 4070, which is right here in front of me. Talk about a beefy graphics card. Look at this chunky boy. Oh yeah, let's get that focus going. Come on, focus up, camera. Come on, there it is. There it is. So again, this is the Asus TUF Gaming NVIDIA GeForce RTX 4070 OC Edition gaming graphics card. It has 12 gigabytes of 192-bit GDDR6X video RAM with 5,888 CUDA cores and a boost clock of 2,580 megahertz. It has one HDMI 2.1 port and 3 DisplayPort 1.4s. It slots into a PCIe 4.0 on your motherboard, and it's all for $634.99, a whole $45 off for the Asus TUF Gaming NVIDIA GeForce RTX 4070 OC graphics card. Again, it's $634.99. And you can check that out in your TikTok shopping bag.
Just touch it one time, please.
It opens it up, and you see right there. Ooh, what's good, XO? How you doing, fams? It's good to see all of you in here today. Hey, no, we are on Pacific Standard Time. Test Pacific Standard Time. We're on the West Coast. What if I'm a sovereign nation in the USA? Well, you're within the USA. You're one of our territories. Ethan, what's the processing power of this Asus graphics card? So the processing power, it's being powered by 5,888 CUDA cores. It has a boost clock of 2,580 megahertz, so that's going to be a generally relative speed for this graphics card.
Hey, Ramon.
What's good, Ramon? Perry, the producer, let me know if I'm on the board. Perry is not in the back right now. Right now, we've got Lydia and Steve taking the throne for us today. But you are, in fact, on the board as long as you put Asus Takeover one singular time in the TikTok chat. You are into the running. You just got to put it one time, and you're good to go.
Ooh, San
one of our territories, Merca, to anyone. Lydia and Steve, W mods. Lydia and Steve get W's all day, baby.
W.
They the king and queens of behind the camera scenes.
Yes, but
and AJ, if you want to get, how do you get to the TikTok chat? Great question, Ramadays. So the easiest way to get to the TikTok chat, if you can just go, since you're on Twitch, or if you're on YouTube and you're using the web app, so you're on youtube.com, you can just open up a new tab, go to tiktok.com /the @ symbol and then Newegg. And that will take you straight to our Newegg page over on TikTok. Then you can just click into the live, make sure you're following us, and then just put Asus Takeover in the TikTok chat. And that is the quickest and easiest way to go about doing it. Otherwise, you can just download the TikTok app on your phone, sign in, create an account, and then move on over to the Newegg account, put Asus Takeover in that TikTok chat. and you're good to go.
We've already had
Easy as
people
that.
they've already made TikTok accounts earlier to get ready for this.
There you go.
Oh.
So make sure you hop on over to TikTok, type Aces Takeover in the TikTok chat, and that is the quickest and easiest way to get your name in the running for an Asus 4060 graphics card.
Yeah, and tell your friends, have them join. Increase your odds.
Increase your odds. Maybe they don't need the graphics card, but you do. So grab that. What's good, Elbaz? Good to see you again, Elbaz. Hope you're doing well, my guy.
Ooh.
And TikToker just says, now we just need the guy who points. I can make up for Tom. I can be the guy who points.
The TikTok shopping cart right down there. Touch it. Just touch it. One. Yeah.
Pat the Adam. I'm substitute Tom for today. Pat the Adam.
Oh
Check it
man.
out. Aces Takeover.
Aces Takeover. Write it down. Tell your friends.
Yeah. Don't tell your friends, please. Ethan, did you try Synced? Jerkup, I tried to. When I went to go to install the demo, it had already ended. The demo was on a limited release. I didn't know it was on a limited release, so I didn't get to try to. When I went to install it on the game set, it wasn't available. So no, I did not get to try Synced. I don't know what to type to build her. What do you mean to build her? Who are you trying to build, Saravita? You can't build too much. I mean, you said her. Who is her? I mean, if she is your PC, you can build her with an Asus dual GeForce RTX 3060 white graphics card. Nice. It has 12 gigabytes of 192-bit GDDR6 video RAM with 3,584 CUDA cores. Has a core clock of 1,320 megahertz and a boost clock of 1,867 megahertz. Has one HDMI 2.1 port and 3 DisplayPort 1.4s. It slots into a PCI 4.0 on your motherboard, and it's all for $399. So $399.99 for the Asus Dual GeForce RTX 3060 White OC Edition, 12 gigabytes, $399.99. Check out that graphics card in your TikTok shopping bag.
Right down there.
And if you're going for a white build, I mean, that's a white graphics card. That's a nice, easy slot in to perfectly match that aesthetic inside of your white PC. Then it makes it, hello, what's good, Sebastian? How you doing, my dude?
Under the seat.
Let's see. Ooh, a Vault-Tec build. That's what I'm saying. You could do a really dope Vault-Tec build with that. That'd be sick. Did I hear $399? Yes, $399 for the Asus Dual GeForce RTX 3060 in
right down
white.
There.
And you can check it out in your TikTok shopping bag. It has 12 gigabytes of VRAM. Also, very solid pickup right there.
If you want it and you're like, I don't have all the money now, we offer Zip and Affirm. Zip, 4 easy payments, Affirm, a few more. But hey, we got you covered.
So, and just a quick reminder, guys, because today's live stream is a celebration of 2 new graphics cards from Asus. We have the Asus GeForce RTX 4060, which is the one we are giving away today, and the the dual video cards can be found both in that TikTok shopping bag. We have 2 Asus 4060s that you can check out right down there in TikTok shopping bag. And there is one that you guys can win today, nice and easy, just with Asus Takeover in the TikTok shopping bag. Because the big takeover that you really want to tune into is 2 hours from now. You'll see Ben standing here, you'll see Ellie standing here, having some good chatting time with our friend Jake over at Asus, talking Asus, talking tech, and handing out that awesome 4060 deal. So make sure you stay tuned to get Asus Takeover written in that TikTok chat just one time, and you will be good to go. I learned about Sync demo after it ended. Yeah, no, I learned about it too. And Jerkup, I think I saw you said no because I wasn't able to play it. Because I saw that it was going to be free to play game, I'm not super pressed, so I do have it wishlisted just to let me know when it's out and available for me to actually play and download. So I'll just try it then. Unless they have another like beta tech test or demo available before its actual release, I'll still definitely give it a try. So it looks very interesting and right up my alley, honestly.
Oh, what's up, JC? Phenord? That's such a good name.
And then Tess Tickle says, my dog needs a new GPU for his build. Well, Tess, I have a great option for you because this is the Asus Dual NVIDIA GeForce RTX 3060 Ti. The 3060 Ti graphics card. It has 8 gigabytes of 256-bit GDDR6X video RAM with 4,864 CUDA cores. You get a core clock of...
This is the 3060 Ti?
Yes.
My apologies.
Oh, apologies, we got the wrong one from Excited. Is it up here?
Huh? Right there.
The 60
In there.
Rotating, rotating, rotating. Yes, it is this one. Thank you, Steve.
Yes.
Thank you, Steve.
Let's have this
So
on
we
hand.
have it right here, actually. We didn't even have to do the aside.
Nice.
Bang. We have the dual, so this is the Asus dual 3060 Ti. 8 gigabytes of 256-bit GDDR6X video RAM with 4,864 CUDA cores, a core clock of 1,410 megahertz, and a boost clock of 1,710 megahertz. You have one HDMI 2.1 port and 3 DisplayPort 1.4s on this graphics card, and it slots into a PCIe 4.0. It is $339.99, a whole $20 off for the Asus Dual NVIDIA GeForce RTX 3060 Ti OC Edition graphics card. Check that out in your TikTok
Right
shopping
down there.
bag.
Oh, look at that control.
So many great, powerful graphics. Yeah, I've got to control them. They just roll out. Eric says, I'm so hungry. Well, you should probably get something to eat.
Get some food, man.
How do you check if someone typed Aces Takeover? Well, smart. Thankfully, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 pairs of eyes all watching this chat. And a lot of what Steve and Lydia do is keeping eyes on the chat and writing down names, aside from just moderating, make sure nobody's saying anything nasty. So, we keep eyes on everything. We're good to go. We have multiple eyes, and it's not even just us in the studio. There's people out there that are also watching. So, we've got eyes everywhere, keeping eyes on making sure that we keep track of everybody who's typing Aces Takeover, because there's going to be plenty of you.
Gonna be a winner today.
I hope everybody's trying to win today. Hope everybody is trying to win today. And then Jerk says, I know I typed it twice after I reloaded Newegg shop. I was scared it didn't work for the first. Now you're good to go, Jerk Cub. And if anything, Jerk Cub, because this has happened before to where we've had such like an influx of people typing Aces Takeover to we were just like, you know what? This is gonna be too hard to do it just at random because there's so many names and not everybody stays. Some people they gotta dip out for whatever reason because everybody has a life. So there's some times where we're just like, hey, you know what? Spam it, and then you guys spam it as much as you want, and then we'll just screenshot it and then take whoever was the most recent one. We've done that before, but not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet. Not yet. Just saying that's in a situation that has occurred in the past. That is not what we're doing right now. Save that till 3 hours from now.
Wait.
3.5 hours from
We
now.
have a timer right here.
Yeah, there's 3 hours from now. Just wait 3 hours from now before you do any of that business. Otherwise, you just need to type it one time, just once. Bang bang and dang, and then awesome. I'm good. What about you? I'm doing great, Elbaz.
Quick reminder: at 5 p.m. we're going to be doing an interview with Jake from Aces to really get all their questions answered. He'll be answering questions directly to the chat. I'll be asking him questions. Stick around. It'll be awesome.
Yeah, in case you didn't hear Ben's beautiful voice.
Thank you.
We make sure you stick around because we do have an Asus representative. If you guys happen to tune into the last Asus Takeover, we have Jake coming back, talking tech, providing and answering any and all questions you have. Everything Asus. So we have a legitimate Asus professional representative coming at 5 p.m. Pacific time, so that'll be 8 p.m. Eastern time, coming and providing all the tech tips and details, talking Asus. So if you have any questions that you think would be best answered by someone who's directly from Asus, hold those questions for another 2 hours.
Just 2 hours. And thank you so much for all the likes and everyone jumping into the cart and going to look at the products. Thank you so much. We really appreciate that.
And Dave Brown says, from State Farm? Yes.
Yeah.
But also Asus. But also Asus. And then Serafita says, yay, a signed GPU signed by Jake. Lol. You know what? You could probably ask Jake to sign it, and he just might. But you'd have to ask Jake. So make sure you stick around till we get on the phone with Jake and have some good conversation, because Ben is going to be chatting it up. And then Ninetails Jinchuriki, what's up Naruto, says, I need a PSU for a 7900X, a 7900 XT, an NZXT Kraken 360, an H9 Flow, ASRock B650 Steel Legend Wi-Fi motherboard, and DDR5 memory. Well, Ninetails Jinchuriki, with that much power that you're pushing into your system, I would probably recommend an 850 watt to 1,000 watt power supply, because you have some nice parts there, but they can get pretty power hungry. So make sure you've got more than enough overhead to make sure you don't have to worry about anything throttling and consuming a little too much power, crashing your system. So there, for what you're just from the parts that you're saying, off the top of my head, I'm gonna recommend an 850 watt to maybe even 1,000 watt power supply, depending on what it is you're trying to do with your system.
Oh yeah, and go to the site and find the live section. We'll have all the deals for today. And I know we have a 1,000 watts PSU for sale. Do it.
And then Rootin' Tootin' says, what if I want to hack into the mainframe?
Ooh.
And I'm like, well, Rootin' Tootin', it sounds like you need some programming and coding practice if you want to get into the mainframe. What's going on, Lardex? Well, Lardex, what is going on is the Asus takeover. So we have all these fantastic deals from graphics cards, motherboards, monitors, pre-built PCs. We have a wide variety of awesome Asus stuff right down there in your TikTok shopping bag. And in just a few hours, we're actually going to have a representative from Asus come and talk to us, talking all tech, answering any and all Asus tech questions that you may have. It is an awesome time. We always and we have a great reward for you all today because we have a 4060 available for you guys to win, specifically an Asus 4060 that will be available for you guys to win. Just type Asus Takeover one time in the TikTok chat and make sure you stay tuned for the Asus Takeover. I mean, you're in the middle of it, but for when Jake calls up, because that's where all the fun really is going to begin.
Ooh, Wise by Design, thank you. Yes, you have to be in the TikTok chat.
Yes, you have to be in the TikTok chat. Beautiful Light and Unrecord, Super Gucci, look at the game coming soon. Ethan, check out the game Beautiful Light and Unrecord, Super Gucci looking games coming soon. Ooh, okay. I definitely will. I'll have to check the Steam page. And then what's the best ROG Strix motherboard for an AMD processor? That's probably going to be, quite frankly, like see, you say what's the best ROG board? There's going to be a wide variety of good ROG, because they have really good motherboards. And like specifically, what's it called? Specifically, what's the best one for an AMD processor? It's going to depend on what AMD processor that you yourself are using. And if you want a more technical, specific response in regards to Asus motherboards, as much as I've been a source of knowledge, but which, you know, I try to be, but Jake literally works at Asus with these parts, talking about these parts. Like, these parts are his job. We're going to have him on the phone. You guys will even be able to see him, to talk to him and ask questions in just a few hours. So make sure you stick around to see. I mean, we even have a countdown right here about winning that 4060 graphics card. Jake will be here to help you to help out with that giveaway, giving away that Asus 4060 graphics card. So if you do have Asus specific questions, I would definitely say anything Asus ROG, hold them for Jake. Probably the best person you can ask to get the most accurate response on anything Asus.
Goss Pasta, you got to type in Asus Takeover in order to win. That's what you got to do, Goss Pasta.
Yeah. And then, yeah, she's 4060. You already know, Goss Pasta. And then, Mr. Festus, how do you guys like liquid cooling? Well, in regards to liquid cooling, I'm assuming you're meaning AIO CPU liquid cooling. And quite frankly, those are generally, I mean, I personally really like those. And they're usually the recommended option for CPU cooling, especially with a lot of the next generation CPUs, because they tend to run pretty hot. They've got some really high thermals. So having those high power AIO liquid CPUs or CPU coolers, excuse me, is the best way to go about making sure you keep your thermals down and everything performing as smoothly as it can.
Also, don't forget, when we do announce the winner, you have to be here. Like, you have to be watching.
You do have to be watching, and I hope you are watching, because we have many more deals, just like this Asus Dual GeForce RTX 4070 white OC edition with 12 gigabytes of video RAM. Again, it has 12 gigabytes of 192-bit GDDR6X video RAM with 5,888 CUDA cores. You have a core clock of 2,550 megahertz, and then words. You have plenty of, yes, all of them. You have plenty of video RAM with 12 gigabytes of video RAM, and you have a great clock speed at 2,550 megahertz. And then for the inputs and outputs you have on this graphics card, you have one HDMI 2.1 port and then 3 DisplayPort 1.4s. And I mean, these are all easily going to support 4K. And if you're doing it through the HDMI, that'll support 4K at 120 FPS. And if you wanted to ramp it up even more for your graphics, that'll support 8K at 60 FPS. So that is a really, really good graphics card. And it slots into a PCIe 4.0 on your motherboard. And all of that is for $599.99. So $599.99. $10 off for the Asus Dual GeForce RTX 4070 White OC Edition. And you can find that right down there in your TikTok shopping bag. So again, that Asus 4070, definitely worth picking up. TikTok shopping bag, and it's in white. So if you got that white build and you're trying to make that nice homogeneous, all white, clean look, easy way to do it with that graphics card. I don't see any keyboards for sale. Well, we do often have keyboards for sale, quite frequently actually. If you don't see any TikTok shopping bag, you easily can find some there on Newegg. So if you don't see any Asus, excuse me, Asus ROG keyboards, we've actually had those on deal before. We've had the, which one is it? Which one is it? Oh, I'm blanking on it. Because we had it here recently. But there was an Asus board that we did have here recently that, what is it? I remember somebody asking about it and I literally saw it on.
The short one?
I remember, well, it was a short one. It was modifiable because it had a number pad that you can move to either side. Completely blanking on it, but we have had those Asus keyboards in the TikTok shopping bag. But if you don't find them there, always feel free to come to Newegg/live, and that'd be the quickest way to see 200 plus deals that we have going on all across the site, including all of these Asus deals that we'll be talking about for the next several hours.
Acorn, is the 4060 good? Listen, I have a 1080 Ti. It's amazing, okay?
Yeah, it's definitely a sizable upgrade. And if you're feeling impatient and you're like, I don't want to wait to try to win the 4060, you can always grab this Asus Tough Gaming NVIDIA GeForce RTX 3070 Ti. 8 gigabytes of 256-bit GDDR6 video RAM with 6,144 CUDA cores. Has a boost clock of 1,815 megahertz. It has 2 HDMI 2.1 ports and 3 DisplayPort 1.4s. It slots into a PCIe 4.0 on your motherboard, and it's all for $529.99. Again, this is the Asus Tough Gaming 3070 Ti OC V2 graphics card for $529.99. And again, I just want to remind you guys, not only is it in the TikTok shopping bag, but today's live stream is a celebration of 2 new graphics cards from Asus that are literally in the TikTok shopping bag. The Asus GeForce RTX 4060 and the Dual can both be found in the shopping bag. So if you just want to nab those graphics cards now, you want to skip the waiting, you're like, I don't want to wait, I don't want to try to win, I already know, like, you already consider yourself to have bad luck. Drop that shopping bag. You don't have to worry about it being luck. Now it's just a matter of grabbing it for yourself. So take out that TikTok shopping bag if you want to see the 4060 that have just recently released. And that 3070 Ti we just discussed is $529.99.
Right down there.
District keyboard, it's still working, but the right side LEDs don't work. That's unfortunate, Mirza.
Oh, no.
Sorry that happened to you. Yeah, that's an understandable reason why you'd be looking for a new board. And then what's up, Budakuda? How you doing, my guy? 2070 Super still kicking. That's fantastic, Joseph. So should I upgrade my 1550? Well, McGavin, your 1550 is going to be an older card, and if you're trying to win this 4060, that would be a very notable upgrade. Talk about a hop, skip, and a jump to upgrade for your graphics card. So I would say try to win that 4060 if you're looking to get a new graphics card. But just letting you know, if you're currently running a 1550, you're probably also going to need to upgrade your CPU as well. So you might want to get a CPU coupled with this nice 4060 that we have from Asus, and you've got yourself a very, very nice PC right there.
And while you're there, upgrade your motherboard.
Yeah, you may as well.
Come on, I'm pretty sure your motherboard doesn't have Wi-Fi on it. If you're running that card,
I mean, they would have to upgrade their motherboard anyway for getting the new CPU.
Yeah,
like that's just mandatory. But if you want it to work, you have to. I'm custom building a tower right now for either a giveaway or something that I'm going to start on my kick. That's awesome, Jerkub. That's super dope. And Jules, what does the brother got to do to get one? Well, Jules, that's a great question. All you have to do is write Asus Takeover in the TikTok chat. That's literally it. Can I get that Asus panel, Steve?
Asus Takeover, and you could win.
Thank you, sir.
46.
All you got to do with this awesome Asus animation, bang. Asus Takeover in the TikTok chat. That's all you have to do. And you're right there. You're in for a chance to win an Asus 4060 graphics card. There you go. Talk about trying to, it's like, oh, I want to get something for free. There, I'm giving you an opportunity right now. Asus Takeover. Try to win that Asus 4060. Or which is better, the 6650 XT or 3060? I am trying to get one of them, but which? I would actually recommend the 3060 Ti for where you're leaning, if you actually go for that Asus 3060 Ti, you'd probably be in a really nice sweet spot for overall performance. So if you can, I would try to lean towards that 3060 Ti because I think you would get a better bang for your buck in that regard. But bang, bang. And then the Asus Turbo 2070 good because it's what I have. Yes, no, it's a 2070. Yeah, it is still a great card. That thing is absolutely still kicking. Asus takeovers. Yes. Make sure again with these Asus takeover guys, you do not need to spam. You just need to type it one time. What do you think is the best PC case? Well, Judah, that is a very subjective opinion, but there are some really good cases. Quite frankly, if you're looking for a really good Asus case, one I got the opportunity to build in recently would be the Asus Hyperion. The Asus ROG Hyperion. That is probably one of the coolest cases I've had the opportunity to work with. It is just a really dope case. It's got, for the front I/O on it, it has support for, I think, two USB 3.2 Type A ports and two USB 3.2 Type C ports. So it's two high-speed ports on the front of that case of the Asus ROG Hyperion. And then you have enough space, for more than enough space for a 4090. You could fit a 4090 and then some. Like, that thing is huge. And then you can also fit at least up to a 420 millimeter radiator on the top and like a 360 millimeter radiator in the front, not including the amount of fans you can stuff in that thing. And it has a built-in GPU bracket that'll support it, which is beautiful. So you can have that massive 4090. You don't have to worry about it sagging on your motherboard. That built-in GPU bracket, bang, holds it in place. There's no sag, nothing. It looks nice and flush. And then a nice little touch that you don't notice at all. Or I can't say you don't notice all, you'll notice it, but you won't know what it is at first until you're like, wait a minute. It comes with a built-in screwdriver slot. So you have a slot for a built-in screwdriver for if you need to make some slight adjustments, and there's a little pocket for all the screws. So you have a spare screws, you can put them in a little pocket and push that pocket closed and then slide it closed for that screwdriver. And that's there. You have a screwdriver that's easily handy with the screws that you may need for your case, all right in the case itself. So that would be the Asus ROG Hyperion. It's a very, very cool case. I would definitely recommend that if you're looking to build in an Asus case.
It comes with the rails. Like it has a cool X design, and it looks like it's just designed, but it's functional. It keeps it off the ground by a good, 2-3 inches?
Oh, it's high as you want to hang it off the ground.
Oh,
that's
man.
literally, so essentially what Johnny touched on, which I actually slipped my mind, is that it has built, so the style of the case, you'll see this cool kind of X structure, and the top points of that X are actually railings. So you could rail it and have it undermounted under your desk. So instead of having it sit on your desk, taking up all that desk space, or sitting on the floor and, getting a little more extra dirt and dust than it normally would, you can have it literally undermounted, racked under your desk. And so your PC is just hanging there chilling inside of that awesome Hyperion case, and you have all that power there just chilling right there dangling from under your desk. So it's just a really cool option to be able to have in a PC case. So for those asking for a good PC case, that is a massive full tower case, the Asus ROG Hyperion. Very, very good case.
All that power just dangling under your desk.
All that power, and all that power dangling under your desk, and because we're talking about how much space it can easily fit this 4070 Ti. This is the Asus Tough Gaming GeForce RTX 4070 Ti OC edition. Now it is currently back ordered, but all that means is when you go to order one, you just got to wait a little longer before it gets to you, because we are getting them back in stock, quite frankly, pretty frequently, as quickly as they sell out. So we have this one, again, is the Asus TUF 4070 Ti. It has 12 gigabytes of 192-bit GDDR6X video RAM with 7,680 CUDA cores. It has a core clock of 2,310 megahertz and then a boost clock of 2,760 megahertz. And then for the I/O on this graphics card, you have two HDMI 2.1 ports and three DisplayPort 1.4s, and it all slots into a PCIe 4.0 on your motherboard. And this Asus Tough Gaming RTX 4070 Ti is $849.99. So again, that is the Asus Tough Gaming NVIDIA GeForce RTX 4070 Ti OC Edition graphics card, right down there in the TikTok shopping bag for $849.99.
Let's see, there was a guy who was talking about the i9 being hard to cool, and if you want a radiator would be able to do that.
So that's what I would say. So
Yeah.
so a lot of things I've been hearing, or I would say I can't say just in hearing, seeing, and it is kind of common consensus, is a lot of the next gen, more often than not, the next gen chips tend to be very hot, or they tend to run hot. But what is often recommended, especially for these newer chips, is you run an AIO. So you'd be running an AIO cooler with that, apply that static pressure with the copper plate onto your CPU, and then having that radiator dissipating with the water cooling, dissipating all that heat. That is the best way to go about reducing the thermals on your CPU, is using an AIO cooler. That is the most effective method for dissipating heat off the CPU to make it so it doesn't run as hot. That is the main thing I've noticed in regards to i9 chips and the new Ryzen 9 chips, is that they tend to run hot. So you'd want to run an AIO CPU cooler and make sure you have that nice even pressure on it, so it is getting properly, the heat is being properly displaced, so you're not overheating your chip.
Hey, what's up, Crazy? Thank you so much for the likes. And again, thank you for going into the products.
I see you, Crazy Fuzzy Balls. I saw you, dog. I may not see it all the time, but I do see you, Crazy Fuzzy Balls. Yeah, so convenient to drop in the AIO. That's what I'm saying. Like, the JIO is definitely a lifesaver for these new chips. Yeah, fans, again, as Gothman is saying, like, I'm not going to say they don't cut it, but I will say they don't dissipate enough heat. They're not as efficient as dissipating heat. They're definitely They're definitely better for, I would say, smaller builds, because then you're not taking up as much space with the radiator, and generally you're probably not putting in as heat-intensive pieces because you're in such a small case, so it'd be harder to dissipate that heat. No, run well. 41 temp is fair and all, but yeah. So Jerkub. So apparently there's one from Kelsey talking about thermals that I missed, but Jerkub noted on it saying they still run well at 41 Celsius temperature. It's crazy. Yeah. So in regards to CPU temps, because I know that is often a point of contention for some people, CPU temps, like you're checking, it's like, oh wow, that's so, like, how many, like, it's 40, it's like running like 50 Celsius. It's like, oh wow, that's so hot. That is hot, but the overall effective temperature for the functionality of chips generally can be pushed all the way to above 80 degrees Celsius. I wouldn't say go for that, but you can still comfortably use your parts at 80, 81 degrees Celsius. Like, that is super hot, but your chips should still be running fine. Because, when they're doing research and development, they're testing these chips, they put them to the brink. Like, they're pushing them to 100 or more degrees Celsius, which is dangerous, obviously, but they want to see where the chip, it bottlenecks.
Quality assurance.
Exactly. So you can run your chips comfortably up to 50, 60 degrees Celsius. When you start pushing 70, 80, that's where I'm like, all right, maybe you want to look at your thermals and try to reduce that, because that is really hot. But again, you can still run efficiently at those temperatures. Do you want it running at those temperatures all the time? Probably not. But it can still run safely at those temperatures. You start pushing above 70 to 80, that's where it's just like, okay, that's extremely dangerous. You're either gonna fry your chip, or something else on your PC's probably breaking. You need to improve your thermals.
Oh, and hello, Britt.
After on to you, right? So it isn't uncommon for them to run high, right? No, it's not uncommon for them to run high, but ideally you want to reduce the number. So I would say, depending what you consider to be, in my opinion, running high is 70 to 80 degrees Celsius. If you're below 70, 80 degrees Celsius, you're fine. You're running 70 to 80, that's where it's like, all right, you're still safe, but that's where you're kind of leaning towards the danger zone. I would call like 70 to 80 degrees Celsius, like if we're on like a measurement, like you're in the green to the yellow to the red. In my opinion, 70 to 80 degrees Celsius is kind of the yellow. Like, you're really warm, you can still run safely, but you push that a little further and you start pushing towards that red, that can get a little dangerous. So that's where I would say 70 to 80, you're still good, but that's where you're pushing it. And then above that is where it goes, oh, that's questionable. So try to keep it below 70 degrees Celsius, ideally.
Kelsey being tactical.
Yeah, and then Jerkup says, yeah, Ethan words being taken right out of my mouth right now. Yeah, exactly. And then Kelly said, plus I also balance my fan speeds to optimize cubic feet of air, getting all techno. I love that, Kelsey. That is wonderful. I appreciate that about you, Kelsey. What's good, Hyperlight? How you doing, my dude? How are you doing? Put your build in the freezer to keep it running? I mean, if you got to go that far, you probably want to improve your thermals, my guy. Shouldn't need to leave your stuff in the freezer. And hopefully you don't leave them in the freezer too long. Actually, it's all metal for the most part, so it should be fine. But I don't worry about. No, I don't like that idea. My brain immediately goes, yeah, but frost buildup. Like, no, none of that. Nope. But that's okay. Because hopefully you're not leaving these things in the freezer because these deals, they're just going to melt all the ice away. Especially when we have an Asus ROG Strix GeForce RTX 4090. Now, I don't know if anyone's had the liberty of being able to hold one of these beautiful behemoths, but the Asus ROG Strix 4090 is such a gorgeous card and is absolutely massive. It has 24 gigabytes of 384-bit GDDR6X video RAM with a base clock speed of 2,610 megahertz and a boost clock of 2,640 megahertz. It has 2 HDMI 2.1 ports and 3 DisplayPort 1.4s. It slots into a PCIe 4.0 on your motherboard. And it's all for an even $2,000. So $1,999.99 for the Asus ROG Strix GeForce RTX 4090 OC Edition graphics card. So again, it's $1,999.99. If you are looking to get into the utmost, the flagship, the pinnacle of gaming performance, the RTX 4090 is the way. The ROG Strix RTX 4090 is the way to go. I had a very brief opportunity to game on one of these things. The way how easily it could maintain over 120 frames at 4K. Oh, like it didn't dip. It didn't dip one time below 120 frames. And I'm like, I was in the middle of Halo Legendary, clearing out an encampment. I have 2 Wraiths, a Ghost, and rockets flying at me, detonating, and the frames don't drop at all. And I'm like, how? I have so many enemies in front of me and so many things happening. And this 4090 is absolutely tanking everything. Ooh. So, beautiful graphics card. 100% would recommend the Asus ROG Strix 4090 if you could. If that is something that is feasible for you, I would highly recommend it.
What's up, Flores?
So I mean, so the most expensive card is the best? I mean, think about it realistically. Yeah?
Yes.
I mean, yeah? Yeah, of course this is the most expensive card is the best, but then that's why we go from the most expensive and start making our way down. And then we go, okay, this is the performance of the best of the best, the flagship. Like, if this is the flagship card's capability, all right, what's the next step down? That has just below flagship capability. Okay, what's the next step down just from that? Okay, what are the budget options that can compare and then see how much lower they are but can still satisfy the performance that you want? Because what you have to realize too is just because it's considered the best, because it's the newest, doesn't make it the best for you. What's the best for you is what's going to work best for how you prefer to play, what type of frame rate you like to play at, what kind of graphic fidelity you prefer to play at. Those all depend. Yeah. And you can still play at 4K at 120 frames, and you don't need to use a 4090.
Yes.
I play on, well, granted, I don't have a 4K monitor at home. I use an ultra-wide 34-inch 3440 by 1440 2K resolution display, and I play on a 3070 Ti, and I still get over 120 frames at 2K resolution consistently. And I'm happy with that. I don't even feel the need to jump to 4K. Everything looks super good in 2K. So, really, yes, it's the best, but it's going to be best situationally depending on what is good for what you need.
Yeah, it's like marriage. What's the best for you? That's how you consider it.
I'm not sure if that's how marriage
What can you handle?
Works. Steve, can you touch on that at all?
Nope.
Yeah,
okay.
Didn't think so. Okay. That's all right. Well,
I mean, my wife doesn't watch the stream, but no.
Thank you, Steve. Just in case.
She's got ears and eyes everywhere. Her little birds flit and flutter to and fro.
And then Kurvox says, I miss COD, Black Ops Zombies. We'd made friendships those nights. Yo, Black Ops Zombies that's a throwback, dog. Talk about a deep cut. That's a throwback. That's a mad throwback. What do you have for 7900 XTX? What do you mean by that? What do you mean by what do we have for the 7900 XTX? Like, as of right now, because we have an Asus takeover, we don't, or at least it's not to my immediate knowledge that there's any Asus 7900 XTX in the shopping bag. But we do have the 7900 XTX on Newegg. If you want to hop on over to Newegg and see what 7900 XTXs that we have in store over there. If you mean like, a Gigabyte 7900 XTX or an Asus 7900 XTX or an MSI 700 XTX. Again, none of those, to my immediate knowledge, are in the TikTok shopping bag. But we do have them over on Newegg, so I would say check out Newegg and see which one that you're looking for. Bang, bang, bang. Ooh. And go look up the video. I don't know what you mean by that, Bro, transit map was amazing. Oh, the map transit from Zombies. Yes. No, yeah. I'm pretty sure it was like everybody's favorite map, bro. I'm got a PC cousin. Send me a PC, please. Who? That didn't make any sense, Amir. Your statement doesn't make sense. Then they have to will the 4060 fit in NZXT H-Flow? Yes, I think the 40 because the 4060 doesn't so smart. Says would the 4060 fit in the NZXT H5 flow? As far as I recall, the 4060s aren't really big graphics cards. Like this is a 4070, but this is also a 3-fan 4070. I'm pretty sure the 4060 is a 2-fan graphics card. So that should fit more comfortably. Like for example, right here, this is the Asus 4070. The 4060 is going to be approximately this size. This will easily fit in your NZXT H5 flow. So you should be fine on a 4060 for sure. There we go. I'm like, I'm not letting that fall. You better stand upright. Tell me you're not looking at a PNY. Haha. Well, if you're talking about me, no. I am not looking at a PNY. I'm looking at the Asus TUF Gaming GeForce RTX 4090.
Right here.
So before we were talking about the ROG Strix 4090. This one is right the there. Asus TUF Gaming RTX 4090. And just right off the bat, if you're curious, okay, well, you have one is the ROG Strix and one is the Asus TUF. What's the difference? So the first difference you're going to notice is going to be the name. ROG Strix is like their go-to for gaming. Like that is their flagship. That is the best of the best for gaming. The Asus TUF Gaming is the umbrella or I can't say a company because it's the same company, but is essentially the brand that's just under. So you have Asus ROG Strix, that's the flagship, that's the top. TUF is right there, that's the bang for your buck essentially option of their gaming brand. And so this Asus TUF 4090, it also has 24 gigabytes of 384-bit GDDR6X video RAM, and it has a game. So it also has this one has a base clock of 2,565 megahertz, and then a boost clock of 2,595 megahertz. So you have your overall clock speeds are going to be a little, just slightly slower than the ROG Strix version of this graphics card, but you still get 2 HDMI 2.1 ports and 3 DisplayPort 1.4As on your graphics card, which is extremely convenient. And this one is at a slightly lower price point because it does clock a little slower, just slightly so, than the ROG Strix one. This one is $1,799, so it's closer to $1,800 versus $2,000 for the ROG Strix. But they're both great graphics cards and still have phenomenal performance. Like, having played on the ROG Strix, I know that this Asus TUF Gaming one will perform probably just as well. So again, this is the Asus TUF Gaming GeForce RTX 4090 Overclock Edition graphics card. $1,799 or $1,799.99. Right down there in your TikTok shopping bag.
Right down there.
And just to reiterate again, guys, you're gonna hear me spitting this plenty, but this again is a celebration of 2 new graphics cards from Asus. The 2 new 4060s. You have the Asus 4060 and the dual 4060, and you can check both of those out right there in your TikTok shopping bag. Like they're literally right there for you to gander at. So every time I talk about them, you can be like, "What's this guy screaming about?" And be like, "Oh, that's what he's talking about." So yeah, they're right down there. This guy, no, I am Tomo. I am not the guy. See, like part of the reason that it shouldn't bother me that they think I'm some other guy who can't build PCs because I literally built a PC yesterday.
Yeah,
like
it's on film.
It's literally on tape of me building a computer yesterday. So, no, I'm not the guy who doesn't know how to build a PC. No, I'm not the guy who built a PC wrong. I'm not that black guy. I'm a different black guy. I'm this black guy.
Wait, are you the guy that built a PC incorrectly?
No. No.
What about the guy that built a PC incorrectly and then fixed it with Linus?
Also no. I've never met Linus.
You seem jealous.
Not really, because he would probably drop the PC. So, no.
I don't know anyone in here that would ever drop any tech ever.
Yeah, not me.
Not once.
I only catch tech. I don't drop it.
Oh, you need penicillin for that.
And then Jacob said, Ethan, some dude said he could get a 4070 for better than 3070. LMAO, not you, Ethan. Love me. Wait, what? Do you get a 4070 for a better price than a 3070? Maybe I'm assuming, like, because the pricing is going to be pretty much the same wherever you look. So if there's a 4070 that you're finding on Newegg that's cheaper than 3070, let me know, because I need
somebody pulls up a cargo van with like 4070 painted on
the unmarked.
What's good, Lexi? Oh, see, that's why I said. Oh, got it. So Jerk Up saying that's why I said he was talking PNY. Got it. Okay, so he's saying he found a PNY 4070 cheaper than a probably an Asus 3070, which makes sense. Because it's PNY. Anyone able to answer my question? Alex Gomez, I'm sorry I missed your question. Do you mind retyping your question, Alex? There's like the chat. There's so much going on in this chat. It's hard to keep up with all the things that are gonna happen. And then Sizzletick says, "What are we even gonna win?" Well, Sizzletick, as I've been talking about it, you're winning one of those brand new, freshly released Asus 4060 graphics cards.
Yeah.
That is what you're winning.
Congratulations.
Simple as that. You want to know what you're winning? I'll tell you to your face. You're winning an Asus 4060 graphics card. And you can see, you can even try to guess which one it is that you're going to win because they're both right there in the TikTok shopping bag. It's one of those 4060s.
There.
It's one of those. So, those Asus 4060s in the shopping bag, one of those, I'm not going to tell you which one because quite frankly, I actually don't know. You're going to win one of those two graphics cards.
Yeah.
There it is.
We call the winners. You got to be here. Don't forget that. Don't
Alex Gomez, I would say yes, the 4060 is worth that upgrade over your 1650. Granted, because you're on a 1650 and you're bumping up to, and you're considering jumping up to a 4060, I'm letting you know, it's quite likely that you'll bottleneck your CPU. So you may want to upgrade your CPU to be able to take full advantage of that 4060, and if you're going to upgrade your CPU, you're probably also going to need to upgrade your motherboard, which we have a lot of great Asus motherboards here and right there on the TikTok shopping bag. So depending whatever chip you decide to upgrade to, if you're upgrading to a 4060, you can handle it with any of the components we have here on set and in that TikTok shopping bag. What's a good equivalent for my 1080 Ti? What's a good equivalent for the 1080 Ti, Jason? Well, Jason, I would say if you're looking for something that is a great bang for your buck option, the Asus 3060 Ti, that is actually right there in that TikTok shopping bag, that's probably going to be the probably going to be the best option. That's going to be a solid bang for your buck, a noticeable upgrade over your 1080 Ti, and it's right there in your TikTok shopping bag. Like, I couldn't make it more convenient for you. It's right there.
Right down there. Dookie Bookie. All you gotta do is type Asus Takeover. That's all.
Yep.
Just one time.
And we even have a timer, which I know can probably be kind of hard to see because I'm tall and it's right behind my head.
Right here.
But there's a timer right there telling you when the reward will be talked about here on the stream for you guys to get it. So you will be winning that Asus 4060 graphics card. If you want to see which one it is, take a guess. Try to guess which one you're gonna win in that TikTok shopping bag. Wife just got a motherboard processor and RAM from her boss because she was going to throw it away. Free parts for the win. That sounds awesome, Senor Goomba. That's dope. And Flores, be careful with that, my dude. Don't need to get muted. Flores, all I'm saying, Flores, I appreciate your comedy, but just be careful. You don't want to get muted again. That's all I'm going to say. Cass, what's the GPU for a B1550 motherboard? I mean, with the B1550, I keep going towards that 3060 Ti because it's just a great bang for your buck, and it's like like a really good sweet spot if you're trying to do something relatively budget but still have a powerful graphics card. 3060 Ti's for sure. Ooh. It handles most games, but notice VR isn't as good. Yeah, Vicente. So with the 12, I mean, you have a solid with the 12 gigabytes. But handling VR, yeah, you probably want to move up to a 3000 series if you want to be able to better handle VR, or at the very least jump up to a 2080. Because if you can jump up to a 2080, that should ideally be able to handle VR a bit better because you're also going to get those ray tracing cores. Otherwise, you may want to jump up to a 30 series graphics card. Clothing merchandise to show. So Arrow, they have given us merchandise and things to show in the past before. We may still have some of those goodies. I am not immediately aware, but if you stick around and when you see Ben come on to this, because Ben is going to be talking Asus like mad. Like, if you think I am, just wait till Ben gets in here. And he's going to have potentially some merchandise and things. I don't know specifically, but we did before, so we may again. We shall see.
Anybody, just a PSA. Anybody who's been in the chat before and has said something that has got them muted, it will still get you muted today. But if you're muted for
That's why I'm saying be careful with your choice of words.
If you're muted for the live, you can't claim that your name is in the chat.
Yeah.
That's actually a extremely valid point by Steve.
Flores,
so
we warned you several times.
Like, Flores, that's why. So let you know, bro. As soon as I saw your name, I was like, Flores, I love your jokes, but careful, dog. So if you get muted and you did try to get in the chat, well, you can't get your reward if you happen to win. So It's rough, but again, I love jokes. I'm all for making jokes, but try to be tasteful. Again, this is the Aces Takeover, so make them tasteful. Otherwise, if you get muted, and you lose out on the rewards for the takeover. So it sucks to suck. Sorry.
Yeah, if you get muted, you get muted. So don't get muted.
Hi, how you doing? Have a good day. So, hi, how you doing? Have a good day. Yes, there is. All you gotta do is write Aces Takeover right here.
Aces Takeover.
In that TikTok chat, and then you will be put in the running to win an Aces 4060. There you go. You're looking to try to get a part?
Yeah.
Try to win that Aces 4060 by typing Aces Takeover, just one time TikTok chat. We'll get your name into the running, and then bang, when it's time for it, which is in 2 hours and 35 minutes, because that's what that timer says right behind me, 2 hours and 35 minutes. 2 hours and 35 minutes, that is when we will talk about the running for the Asus graphics card.
But you know what? Stop doing that with your fingers, or I'm gonna mute you. But you know what? You don't have to wait 2.5 hours to get.
You don't have to wait for this Asus TUF Gaming GeForce RTX 4080.
Right there.
So we talked about the 4090s before. So everyone's like, "Oh wow, so of course the most expensive card is the best card." I mean, yeah, but that's why we're showing you all the different steps to move on from that. We've got to go a step down. So we're talking about the 4090s. Now we're down to the 4080s. So this is the Asus TUF Gaming GeForce RTX 4080 graphics card. You get 16 gigabytes of 256-bit GDDR6X video RAM with a base clock of 2,505 megahertz and then a boost clock of 2,535 megahertz. And this also has two HDMI 2.1 ports and 3 DisplayPort 1.4s, and it slots into a PCIe 4.0 on your motherboard, and it's all for $1,199. So $1,199 for the Asus TUF Gaming GeForce RTX 4080 graphics card. Check it out in your TikTok shopping bag, because you don't have to wait for that.
Yes. Oh, and everybody on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, you got to be in TikTok. You got to be in TikTok to win.
And Reese, you're saying RAM. You guys suggesting buying? Kind of keep it cheap, lol. Reese, if you're looking for affordable RAM, I would say look towards Crucial. Crucial has a lot of really good RAM with great speeds, and they're quite affordable. So I would check out Crucial RAM. And also, Johnny, do you have a gaming to go do? Are you 4 to 5 for gaming?
Maybe. Let me go check.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, no problem. Go check, see what it is. I don't know if they changed it or not, because I was here in schedule, and I'm like, you know what? Double check that, Johnny. And if you guys want to see some Johnny gaming, feel free to check out Newegg Shop on TikTok, because Newegg Shop is where we've got plenty of gaming goodness going on. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Da-da-da-da-da-do. I just want RAM help. Reese? Oh my gosh, hello, Ben.
I will stream with you.
I thought you were going to be here for another hour, Ben.
I decided I couldn't stay away.
Oh,
and as soon as I come on,
thank you,
a
sir.
10-person drop. I love it.
Couldn't or wouldn't.
Tomato. Hey everybody, how's it going?
We're doing great, and I mean, I'm telling everybody every time they come in, I'm just like, hey, like you guys know, we're talking about Aces Takeover. What's it all about? Well, two and a half hours. You get the Ace Takeover win. Type in chat just one time for right now. And if you want a chance to see which 4060 you might win, it is in the TikTok shopping bag. So you try to take a look, see, guess which Asus 4060 we may be rewarding you all with.
And guys, don't go anywhere, because from 5, starting at 5 and going till whenever, we're gonna have Jake from Asus. He's the head of the Asus community, the ROG Strix community.
See, there you go.
He's gonna be answering all your questions. He educated me a ton on this 4060 yesterday. Need a new one. Hey, you could win one. What is that microphone?
When you step away. So the microphone. This is the Shure MV7. This is the Shure MV7 microphone. We actually use this microphone quite a bit throughout the studio.
Juki, no, that Jake from State Farm is his brother. Mason Parker, how we doing, everybody? That's right. Thank you to whoever just hopped in the shopping cart. Guys, every time you get in that shopping cart, another Tom gets his wings. And one of these days...
Gets his wings and an extra M at the end of the day.
Oh my god, it already happened once and I missed it?
There you go! That's why he has two M's.
He's been stuck at the DMV for, I don't know, months.
Hey, thank you whoever just went in the shopping cart.
He's in his license now.
Where is the link? I'm so sorry, Brownman.
The link for you on YouTube is over there. There, it's to one side.
For YouTube.
But if you're on YouTube, the products are on one of these two sides. If you're on TikTok, the products are right there. Make sure you click that open. It's where you'll find all these great deals from Asus, one of the best manufacturers in all of computer components.
Wait, and then Reese, you're talking about like RAM. No rush though. Reese, bro, you asked about RAM. I gave you. You're looking for affordable RAM, and you wanted some RAM options. I told you, Crucial RAM. CRUCIAL. Crucial. Crucial RAM is gonna generally has really good RAM speeds. It has DDR4 and DDR5 options, and again, you can go from 8, 16, 32 to 64. And Crucial RAM has great RAM speeds and is quite affordable. So I would say check out
whoever's in the
Crucial.
shopping cart. Every time you hop in the shopping cart, I'll hop, and maybe I'll trim down by bathing suit season, which it is.
Yeah, it's summer, man.
I was gonna say, I think we're already there.
I know, but we're renting a pool for the 4th of July, which is something you can do now.
Wait,
You can rent those?
One of those trashy in-ground pools, or one of those classy above-ground pools.
No, we're dealing with a hole in the ground. Guys, before I explain further, let me tell you about the Asus TUF Gaming GeForce RTX 3060 12 gig. This is a back-ordered unit, okay, but it is at a good price, and that's probably why. You can get this device and at this price, and then we will ship it to you as soon as we get the next shipment in. 12 gigs, 192-bit GDDR6, 3,584 CUDA cores.
Power!
Game clock speed of 1,852 megahertz with a boost clock speed of 1,882 megahertz.
Whole 30 extra megahertz.
2 HDMI 2.1 ports, 3 DisplayPort 1.4a. It's just $309.99. Right down there in that shopping cart, y'all.
And again, I keep saying, these 3060s and 3060 Ti's, especially ones that have these 12 gigabytes of video RAM, those are very much the bang for your buck options, especially if you're looking for something that's more affordable but still pumps power. I mean, even our local resident RICKY YouTube tech guy, he edits 4K video with a 3060 Ti.
Thank you, whoever hopped in the shopping
I can't
cart.
really emphasize more how good these graphics cards are. The 3060s are in a really great spot for bang for your buck option.
What is a good monitor? Yeah. Thanks for the shopping
For
cart.
PS5 and PC sets. So you're going to want a monitor that supports 4K at 120
Thank
hertz.
you for the donut,
especially, and if that is the case you're going for, because there's a PS5, you're going to want to make sure the monitor you get has an HDMI 2.1 port. That HDMI 2.1 port is what's going to allow it to support 4K at 120 hertz on your PS5, and then plugging it in via DP for your PC, you'll handle as much speed and graphic fidelity as you possibly want.
Thank you, whoever
And we
hopped
have
in the shopping cart.
plenty of Asus monitors probably in that TikTok shopping bag if you want to see some of those Asus monitor options that 100% support those type of specs.
Absolutely. And HDMI 2.1 is also important for other side cool things that HDMI 2.1 can do. There's at least one that the PlayStation supports, and I can't remember which one it is. It's not like, it's not pass-through. Does it do a sort of frame rate matching? I can't quite remember. Eric, thank you for all those gifts. You're making my heart grow 3 sizes this day.
Eric, how close are you to getting your own personal entrance into TikTok? Because I know that's his goal. He wants to get, like, every time he joins a live, it gives him his own personal entrance.
Everett Becerra, Joel's, thank you for the gifts.
And so what res is considered 2K? So
1440.
2K. There it is. 1440 resolution, or so you would see it on monitors, it'd be 2560 by 1440. That would be 2K resolution. Or if you're on an ultra wide, it would be read as 3440 by 1440 resolution.
Thank you, whoever went
that
to
would be
card.
considered 2K.
Soups D, you can just come back here at 6:30, I guess, but I highly recommend
Sticking
around at least when we hit 5 o'clock, because that's when we're going to bring our friend Jake from Asus in. He's going to be answering all of your questions, and he'll be able to explain all the cool things about this 4060 that you could win at around 6:30.
So yeah, you could just tune in at 6:30, or you could very much, I would recommend sticking
Oh
around.
my
Stick
gosh!
around.
Power!
Power!
Unlimited power!
I missed my ultra wide display, dude. Dad, you got to get an ultra wide back, my guy.
Eric just
Ultra-wide's
became the
way to
number
go.
one viewer.
Hey, let's go, Eric.
Chris Knoll, no, Jake from State Farm is Jake from Asus's brother. Thank you for whoever just hopped in the shopping cart. I hop when you hop.
What is the
We
best
bop a loo
4070 to buy? Well,
Asus.
I was gonna say, like, Asus has got some really good 4070s. We have the Asus Tough 4070 and the Asus ROG Strix 4070. Both phenomenal graphics cards, and probably both in that TikTok shopping bag.
Gunario, we are in Pacific time, so right now it is 4:06, but you can see a countdown over here too. We got a little over 2 hours. I need a GPU for my 8K Minesweeper game. Now you're playing with portals.
Now you're playing the right game.
Coming up next, guys. Oh, wait, I never explained. There's a new app.
Dude, Dad said Ben Hopton is still shorter than Ethan.
I have ups.
I think we all saw that documentary from the 90s. With Woody Harrelson. Ben's doing the best he can.
But it turns out there's an app called Swimply. I think that's what it's called.
Rolls off the tongue.
Right? I don't think it's Swimly. I think it's Swimply.
Swimply.
But it's basically Airbnb for pools. It's like, I don't want to sleep at your house.
I just want to swim
I want
there.
to use your pool and have a pool party there, and then I'll go home. Edward, we actually,
Swimply.
the best way to get one of these shirts is to find us at an event. If you go to PAX East, PAX West, any event where Newegg is there, we're often handing these out.
I still need one.
Yeah, thank you to whoever just hopped in the shopping cart. If you win, it would change everything. I'm so glad for you.
There's an app, just hop the fence. Wouldn't recommend it, dude, Dad, depending what part of the country you're in.
Yeah. I kind of understand that app. Yeah. Newegg needs a furry mascot, so
The Twitter artists can spam it. I don't want Twitter artists spamming any of that. But they can draw our Liger. This is the Newegg Liger.
Dude Dad said that Ben Hop had extra power. It was given to me by
Eric.
Yeah, he zapped me full of the juice. Coming up next, guys, we got the Asus Dual GeForce RTX 3060 12GB GPU. This is a 12 gig 192-bit GDDR6 device with 3,584 CUDA cores. Game clock speed of 1,837 megahertz, a boost clock speed of 1,867 megahertz, one HDMI 2.1, 3 DisplayPort 1.4As, PCI 4.0 device. It's just $299.99, $300.
And guys, again, I just want to remind you guys that today's live, we are celebrating Asus's release of 2 new graphics cards, the Asus 4060 and the Dual 4060, and you can find both of them in that TikTok shopping bag. And I would love to know which one you think it is that you will be winning at the end of today's stream from this Asus takeover.
Thank you, Goth Pasta. Also, I love that name. Yeah, thank you to whoever just hopped in the shopping cart. Are there any credible cheap desks that you would recommend?
Desks. See, the thing is with desks, I've gotten all of mine off the street. And they've worked well for me, so I would say a street desk.
I learned a game in the streets. Guys, don't forget,
Street desk.
this is a celebration of the launch of the 4060, and we're so excited, we just can't hide it. I'm about to lose control. I think I like it. It's the next line. But guys, we're celebrating the launch of the 4060 by just having someone win one at 6:30 in about
jealous.
2 hours. Someone who's here in the chat, thank you whoever hopped in the shopping cart, in 2 hours, whoever's here has a chance to win a free Asus 4060 NVIDIA RTX GPU. It is incredibly generous. We're so glad that Asus has partnered
Thank
with
you,
us
Asus.
because they are the best. They make some of the best components
Easily.
in the market. Not just at components, but peripherals too. Monitors, keyboards, mices,
mouse pads.
mouse pads, headphones, Pisces, Virgo, Scorpio, Mercedes, A, B, C, D.
Beamer, Benz, or Bentley.
So guys, stick around, and at 5 p.m. we're going to be joined by Jake from Asus, who's going to answer all your questions, not just on the 4060, but about life.
Yes.
Life as well.
Yes, and then somebody said in the chat to confirm that time, it is in fact at 6:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Daylight Time that we will be doing the reward for you all, getting that Asus 4060.
I want an Asus ROG Ally.
That, Serafita, I agree, because I want one too.
Thank you, whoever just got into the who hopped into the shopping cart. Jake's.
Yeah. And
Thank
then
you for the shopping
Swede
cart
says,
hop.
how can we win? Well, Swede, we've got the directions for you right there. Type Asus Takeover in the TikTok chat, and you only need to type it one time. You type that in the TikTok chat just one time, and then we've got your name written down, taken care of, so you yourself can be in the running for that 4060.
Ask Jake about the card.
Asus made us get power from the motherboard. Oh, do you mean the gamer card? Do you mean the gamer card? Because I have my official Asus gamer card.
Yeah.
When you open an Asus product, that you have all their stuff, and then one of the pieces of swag they give you is like your official Republica gamer card.
Oh, sick. Well, guys, need to upgrade my 1050.
Stefan, do something. Well, MK, you can join the Asus Takeover running and try to get yourself an Asus 4060. And if you want to see which 4060, it's in there in the TikTok shopping bag. Try to guess which 4060 it may be.
The dude dad, honestly, I think the problem was that it just...
Siri, you're being annoying.
Bryson,
Yes.
it's going to be,
And 100% random.
Yep.
100% random.
All you need to do to enter is type Asus Takeover in the TikTok chat, and you're entered.
That easy.
That's the first thing. The second thing you have to do is be here. Because if we select your name and you're not here, you've got about 20 seconds to reply. If you don't reply in that timeline, we draw a new name.
Womp womp.
So sorry. So you got to be here. And again, please, you don't want to miss this interview with Jake. He's going to give you a lot of knowledge about
He's
Asus.
extremely insightful.
Incredibly knowledgeable. And funny. He's a funny guy.
He's a funny guy. He's got jokes.
But funny how? Like he amuses you?
Like a clown? Like
Funny
a
how?
clown funny? How am I funny to you? I would love to do a Pesci impersonation well, but it's up
And
there.
we're at Tyson.
Yeah.
I'm funny. How funny? Like a clown to you? Do I amuse you?
Coming up next, guys, we got the Asus ROG Strix, or as Jake likes to say, ROG Strikes. GeForce RTX. Well, he's the one who taught it to me, so he's yeah.
Wait, it's actually strikes?
No, it's Strix.
Oh, okay.
But it's ROG, not ROG.
Right.
So he was saying both words purposefully.
Got it. Okay, I was like, wait, whoa.
ROG Strikes. Ben has a Pesci height, but isn't a wise guy. I'm taller than Pesci, and I know that. Thank you, whoever just hopped in the Fryan Frenolds. Guy on the left looked hella familiar. Which left? Oh, God, 2 people in the shopping cart. Yeah, thank you. Okay, this is a 4080 overclock edition.
The ROG Strix.
Strix.
4080.
16 gigabyte, 256-bit GDDR6 with a game clock speed of 2,625 megahertz and a boost clock speed of 2,655 megahertz. 2 HDMI 2.1 ports and 3 DisplayPort 1.4As. $1399.99 for one of the most powerful gaming components available
I want this
on the
graphics
market
card.
today.
I don't want, like, don't get me wrong, 4090 is dope, but, like, if I had to choose, I'm like, I'd probably go 4080 just because it's a little more affordable, still pumping out crazy power. And at 16 gigabytes of RAM, like, oh, I want it.
Pip Daily, that's right. All you guys got to do is put Asus Takeover down in the TikTok chat. And while you're here, if everyone here did me a favor and just right now click that shopping cart. I left my phone charging. I can't show you how. It's right at the bottom.
I can show you how!
Oh my gosh. I don't know why, but I thought those were Shaq
size 32 shoes, but
Yeah.
it's the ROG logo.
Thank you for whoever hopped in the shopping cart. I built my girlfriend's computer all from Newegg. Riley Olson, thank you. Thank you to whoever dropped in the shopping cart.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, Pippin Daily, thank you for the heart.
And for those trying to figure out how to shop in the
Alright,
shop
let's
bag,
go to the product.
so bang, right there. So you see us, you see our lovely faces. You see Jenny say hello. And then bang, right there at the bottom left-hand corner of your screen. Right there, right next to the chat box where you're saying all the funnies. Right there, the bottom left-hand corner of your screen, you've got that TikTok shopping bag where all those fun goodies are popping up. And that is how you find that TikTok shopping
For
bag.
whoever just hopped in the shopping cart, I had to do it on TV.
Eric said, Mom, I'm on TV.
Hey, you can't do that on television.
Get off the bed.
Smart. So, that's a great question. The way that the winning works is we're going to draw a name. Let's say we draw Smart. Smart, it's you. This is just hypothetical. I'm not legally obligated to anything. But we say Smart, you are the theoretical winner. Reply in the chat. Let us know you're still here. And if we see you say, I'm here,
Then you
congratulations, you win. We go to the next step. But if you don't respond within, we'll say 30 seconds, I'll expand it to 30 seconds. If we don't see a reply within 30 seconds, then we draw a new name.
Yep.
That's just the way it goes.
So that's part of it too. You want to win, you got to make sure you're still active in our chat because we have to know you're actively present. If you're not actively present, then we respin for someone else to win. And you
Napkin
lose.
Lord says, put the PC together with Flex Seal.
You can. I don't know. Well, I mean, actually, Flex Seal is pretty secure as an adhesive,
Thank you
but I
for
would want it
overjumped.
to keep not next to anything that is an electrical component. Like maybe on the case perimeter when you fully seal the case.
Thank you,
I
whoever
guess
jumped in the shopping
I wouldn't
cart.
recommend it, but I guess it would work. You know, this is, if you want to give me goosebumps and get on my nerves, then yeah, I guess you could with Flex Seal. Wouldn't recommend it.
You get anger goosebumps?
Huh?
You get anger goosebumps?
Yeah, because I gotta hold it in.
Hold what in?
The anger.
Oh.
Virgo Beats, type it in as many times as you want.
Why would you do this to me?
Because I'm also about to talk about the Asus ROG Strix GeForce RTX 4080 White Overclock Edition.
Like his shirt.
Just as pristine white as the tiger's eyes. Guys, liger, sorry. My favorite animal's a liger. 16 gig, 256-bit GDDR6X is how that one was typed out.
Yeah, I don't know why.
It's okay. I just think it's funny. 9,728 CUDA cores. Boost clock speed of 2,625 megahertz. 2 HDMI 2.1As and 3 DisplayPort 1.4s. PCIe 4.0 device. We took $50 off the price tag of
Nice
this
and easy.
incredible device, making it just $1,549.99. That's a brand new GPU, one of the most powerful on the market.
4080.
A 4080.
It's the eye of the liger. It's the thrill of the buy.
I love it, Serafita.
The white builds will look so insane with that. Bro, they really do got pasta. And
Jerk
because
up.
if you haven't noticed already on the ROG Strix, but towards the end of it, it has that bit of RGB at the end of it that just gives you that nice
just
little
that
flair. That little touch of flair.
Daddy Monk, let me tell you something about being broke. I am also broke.
We're a
but
broke bunch.
I get to get cool stuff because I tend to buy with Zip. Zip is a payment program that lets you pay in 4 installments across 4 paychecks, so like 2 months. There's no interest, and it doesn't hurt your credit score. So you can afford cooler stuff. I'm getting cooler stuff than I deserve because I'm paying it over several paychecks instead of all at once. And you can buy almost anything on the website with Zip. Check out the
entire
shopping
website.
cart.
So just and literally everything in there you can check out with Zip. And as Ben was saying, you have no interest and no effects on your credit score, allowing you to pay off with that sense of security over a period of time. It makes it much more convenient and a much nicer, much more palatable for your financial situation.
Roxy, check out, there's definitely a 3080 Ti in that shopping cart. I will get to it eventually. Thank you, whoever's in the shopping cart. Dr. Vibes, what are we somebody is going to win a brand new Asus 4060 GPU. Just completely, just for being here.
You're just for being present, you get a free next-gen graphics card. I'm jealous.
4-month salary.
I don't
and
have
stuff
that.
From Newegg using Zip. You're not wrong. I basically just hand the paycheck back to them, and I'll take these computer parts. Thank you. See, Homer, that's why your robot didn't work.
He wasn't spending his money right.
Yeah, guys, remember, this is celebrating that 4060. So that's why someone's going to win an Asus 4060 GPU
release.
tonight. And at 5 p.m., in just about 40 minutes,
2 hours, 12 minutes.
we're going to have Jake from Asus. Jake from State Farm's brother. Jake from Asus, the community leader, he's going to be here answering your questions and making sure that you know all the cool stuff that's happening with Asus and with the 4060 GPU. Gunario, I don't have one here.
So yeah, you said show it. How about you look at it because it's right there in that TikTok shopping bag. There's 2 options.
Whoa.
We don't know which one we're gonna get you, but you
won't.
can
Let's
check
go.
it out right there in the TikTok shopping bag.
Hell yeah.
Ethan, those fingers gotta
Yeah.
change it.
Yeah.
They were spread and pointing.
Thank you, whoever hopped in the shopping cart. Is this Asus take? Yep, absolutely. All aboard the struggle bus. Welcome back. The Dude Dad, it's processing. It'll be in there soon.
Yes, this is the Asus takeover to enter for that graphics card. If you're trying to get that 4060, this is the way to do it in that TikTok chat. Asus takeover just one time.
Fat hoe lover.
That is amazing.
6:30.
Gardening is an honest profession.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah, and it's nice to have a fat hoe
And you
to fit
want a
your
wider
hands.
one. Yeah, because it's less work.
Exactly,
Make
Steve.
that rock and roll go round.
That hope.
Asus is the best. Thank you, Kelsey.
Yes, Kelsey.
Sean, it's going to be 6:30, so make sure you're here. Be here early. Be here early
Pacific
just because
Standard Daylight
you'll
time.
want to hear Jake talk about the incredible device that you might win. You'll want to know you'll know everything about it. You can, thank you for shopping in the shopping cart. Yeah, you'll be able to build one yourself by the time Jake's done with you.
MK, I'm not going to knock anything off the table.
Yeah, thank you, whoever's hopped in the shopping cart.
And then Type McDouble says, I could use one of these. I'm trying to build a PC themselves. That is fantastic. Stick around. Make sure you stick around and be a part of our giveaway. So hopefully you can get your 4060
Thank you,
and
whoever's
be on the
hopped in
right
shopping
track to get yourself a brand new built computer.
Lando, I like your energy. Thanks for stopping with us. Liara says my shirt is cute. Oh, I'm glad she likes it. Yeah, tell her I like her. Can it run Starfield?
Though, yes, it'll be able to run Starfield. It'll be more than the minimum requirements necessary for Starfield. So 4060 should be able to handle that with ease.
King of Anime, what a class act.
That's
Thank
a
you,
great
whoever
name.
shopped to the.
So Sketty says, can you show us the GPU? So unfortunately, Sketty, we don't have a physical one in our hands, but we have them right there in the TikTok shopping bag. So if you want to see the Asus 4060, you can take a look at the ones we have in the shopping bag, because it'll be one of those 2 that we end up giving y'all for this giveaway.
Question mark, 4070 worth it? Absolutely.
Oh, 100%.
100%.
Yes.
Lenneth, that is correct. That is the countdown for the drawing to find the winner.
Tall. I tend to block it. Sorry.
Type 2 McDouble. Yeah, thank you, whoever shopped in the shopping cart. You're the best.
Don't you with the hoe, or it'll be more effort than it's worth. That's true. You don't want to hoe more than you've tilled.
That's happening. Thank you, whoever shopped in the shopping bag. Look, you can do whatever you want. They're your oats.
But yes, the 4060 will be able to handle Starfield. And it'll be handle every next-gen game.
Egg Daddy, Pacific. It's 4:23 here.
Yes, so it's going to be 6:30 Pacific Standard Daylight Time. That is the time zone we are in. We are on the west coast of the United States.
Uber Beastly,
It would be recommended.
you have to be here at 6:30, and so I don't recommend going too far away. But also, remember at 5, we're going to have a very in-depth, cool interview with Jake, who's an expert from Asus. He's going to be telling us everything you need to know about the 4060 that you could be winning.
Yes, sir.
So stick around, and he's just a cool guy in general, so...
I want to see a 4060 take on Star Citizen. Oh, dude, it can take on Star Citizen.
Thank you for whoever
It
hopped
can
in the
definitely
shopping
take on
cart.
Stars. Like I played Star Citizen on a 3070. A 4060 is going to be able to handle Star Citizen no problem.
This Asus dual NVIDIA GeForce RTX 3060 Ti White Overclock Edition.
Can also handle Star Citizen.
It's a fantastic deal. 8 gig, 256-bit GDDR6X, 4,864 CUDA cores, a core clock speed of 1,410 megahertz, a boost clock speed of 1,710 megahertz, 1 HDMI 2.1 and 3 DisplayPort 1.4As, PCIe 4.0. It's just $369.99. That's an incredible price for a very powerful.
And I consistently say these 3060s and the 3060 Ti's, they're a very good bang for your buck option under $400 and still have fantastic performance.
All aboard the struggle. Thank you, whoever hopped in the shopping cart. All aboard the struggle bus.
So, and then great, interesting question, Smort. Does the 40 series even have the GTX version? No. Why? Because we've moved from GTX since
RTX.
I would say the 2000 series is when we really rotated towards the RTX, because then RTX is talking about the ray tracing cores that we're now working with. Because every graphics card from NVIDIA since the 3000, quite frankly, since the 2080. From the 2080 onward into the 3000 series, 4000 series, and then some, are all going to be RTX or other, because RTX is where we are now. We're ray tracing. That's what we're doing. We're ray tracing effects.
Gunario, you just have to be here when we call your name. If you're not here when we call your name, you can't win. That's the one rule.
What's the difference between 3060 Ti and 3070 Ti? And then there was a great... Oh, and Get to the Chopper's in the chat. Appreciate you, Get to the Chopper. Again, I would agree with Get to the Chopper. It depends on what resolution. What are you trying to play? At what level are you trying to play? Because if you're aiming for 4K, you're going to want to lean towards that 3070 Ti. Whereas if you're worried about 1080p and high-quality 1080p performance, you're going to want to lean towards that 3060 Ti.
Anyone else just come opening and closing
the cart to where Ben out?
I dare you! Kaya! That one was for free. I'm sweating a little. That's fine. That's fine. Yeah, thank you, whoever's in the shopping cart. That's all right. That's great. I'm gonna be in such. I'm gonna have amazing legs.
Your cardio is gonna be fantastic.
Yeah. Woo! I should.
I can already
track
tell
this.
Ben's day tomorrow is going to be seated.
Or sick. Guys, just a reminder, we're celebrating the launch of the 4060 from Asus. Asus has brought us a ton of amazing deals.
Such good stuff.
They make some of the best products on the market. We're thrilled to have them taking us over for the last few hours today. And we will have some lucky winner that gets a free Asus 4060 GPU, the latest tech from Asus, the best manufacturer in the market.
And you can see which one it might be by looking in that TikTok shopping bag, because there are two different Asus 4060
My knees
graphics
hurt just
cards
watching you jump.
in the TikTok shopping bag. So if you want to see which one it might be, check out that TikTok shopping bag and see which 4060 that we could potentially be giving to you.
Yeah! GPU for beautiful PC VR. We definitely have GPUs for beautiful VR.
So I would say, what are the specs on your PC currently?
Oh my
because
God,
there's a lot of really great graphics cards. You can go with any of the 30 series cards in there. But if you're comfortable jumping up to a 40 series, there's a lot of awesome 40 series cards in that TikTok shopping bag. So where are you trying to go with beautiful PC VR? What's your current spec rig?
Not yet, the bean. I have a 1060 and an i3.
Wow. Well, it sounds like you need might want to put in some Asus upgrades into your PC, so you're no longer sitting with an i3 and a 1030.
Upgrades like the Asus Dual Force. Real quick, I want to wait. Yeah, thank you, whoever's in the shopping cart. Gunario is 850 watt, good for an average PC.
Yes.
I mean, depending on what you consider average, but
Well,
yeah.
I would say, if I'm thinking consumer
Two people.
average, 850 watts is definitely more than enough.
Thank you, whoever's in the shopping cart. Okay.
What should I upgrade to? So you have a 9700K and a 1080. If depending on what your financial situation
the
is,
cuddliest seal.
That is a seal. You could definitely upgrade to any. I mean, what's a good upgrade? What's the price point that you're comfortable with? Because you can upgrade to a wide variety of options, especially a lot of the ones that we have in this TikTok shopping bag from Asus. What's your price point that you're comfortable with upgrading to? How much are you trying to spend?
Great question from question mark. What resolution is a 4060 made for? Usually you're looking at low-res, high frame rate gaming, right?
Yep.
So FPS gaming, things where you want tons of frame rate and you're not super concerned about expending graphic power on resolution.
So if you're looking for really good quality 1080p gaming, or even maybe you're trying to go a little above 1080p, that's where the sweet spot for the 4060 would be.
I have a 3060 gigabyte GPU.
What's the difference between the 4060, the Ace 4060? So for the main difference that you're going to notice is how it's in workstations. Because the way these two graphics cards function, the 4060s are much more comfortable in a workstation situation, pumping through Blender and other editing softwares. And then the 3060, or the 3060, that one is more targeted towards gaming focus.
Yeah.
So it's not going to, the performance for a workstation situation, it'll still be solid, but it won't compare to the 4060. Whereas in gaming will take the cake with the 3060, and the 4060, you can absolutely still game on it and look great. But if you're looking for the overall performance difference, 3060 for gaming, 4060 for workstation.
So if
editing.
you're looking to make a build that can do both or does both, if you're going to college and you need something that's going to be able to work in physics programs, calculus programs, or rendering,
those calculations,
the 4060 excels in Blender. It's also, the 4060 being the newest tech, it's a more energy efficient
Yes,
device.
because it's not as it doesn't. You don't have to worry about power consumption as much. And someone was just
Absolutely.
asking what is a good wattage have for their for their power supply, and they said 850 watts. You won't have to even worry about needing such a high-powered power supply with the 4060 because it's not going to consume
Thanks
as
for
much.
the first gift there. Who I can't quite. Dean.
Dane. Appreciate you.
Smoky Gunman loves Asus and Newegg. We love you.
Want to play on PC for the first time? Well, there's a lot of great options for playing on PC
Absolutely.
for the first time, and you can check out
Thank
some
you,
of those
whoever's in
in
the
that
shopping
TikTok
cart.
shopping bag.
Lando, we'll pick someone at 6:30.
At
a
random, Lando.
call.
They're picked at random.
Angel, we are celebrating the launch of the Asus 4060 graphics card.
The Asus
And we're
4060.
celebrating it by letting someone win one. Someone's just going to win one later.
Yeah, gotta win that 46
I
graphics
saw
card.
a
And if you want to
question
see
I
which
wanted
one,
to answer.
they're in the TikTok
Hey,
shopping
Swede.
bag.
Swede says you sold me on the 3060 Ti. I hope you enjoy it, buddy.
Yeah, I really hope you do. And we have a few of them from Asus right there in that TikTok shopping bag.
Serafina, that's a great point, everybody. Hydrate or dihydrate.
Is there a 30 series? Ooh, I saw that. Wait. Is there a 30 series that's efficient for 4K gaming? Yes. I would say go for depending what your price point is and what you're comfortable with spending, I would say lean towards like a 3070 Ti to a 3080. I myself run on a 3070 Ti and things look immaculate.
Heart of the city, what's up to you? Newegg is awesome. I'm building a computer for my son, and hopefully you win.
I hope you win now. I
yeah.
specifically hope you win just for
Thank
that.
you to whoever hopped in the shopping cart. It's echoes. Uh-oh. What echoes?
The reason why the brand is Newegg, guys. So I think for Asus, or at least to my understanding, I was told that the Asus name comes from the word Pegasus. So Pegasus. There you get Asus. That's where I learned. Is that what I was told in regards to where the Asus name comes from? I have zero idea where Newegg came from.
Cam, it'll be in the shopping cart very soon. All aboard the struggle bus. What's the difference between a 12900K and a 13900K
Clock
in the
speed.
series?
Overall base clock speed. That's the first thing you're going to notice is the overall base clock speed of those chips.
Thank you,
The
whoever hopped in the
13900.
shopping cart.
It's going to be the base clock speed and their turbo boost clock speed. They will have almost drastically different clock speeds because the 13900K,
Oh my God,
you could
4
ramp that
users.
up to almost 6 gigahertz, which is insane. So definitely would say that's going to be the main difference between the 12900K and the 13900K is those clock speeds and how
my God, 2
how many
users.
gigahertz you can get them up to. And the 13900K is going to take the cake there because that's one of the flagships for the current generation
Can't do that
of
when I have
chips.
headphones on. Actually, I can. There's enough slack. All right. How you doing, Eric?
Says, I made it. What are you do?
We are talking about the Asus Dual NVIDIA GeForce RTX. Is this the one I just talked about?
No. You were about to start it, and then you went to answer a question.
Asus Dual NVIDIA GeForce RTX 3060 Ti White Overclock Edition graphics card. I saw someone say, what is the difference between a 3060 Ti and a 3070? Not much, right? A little more power going into the 3070 than you get in the 3060 Ti.
3070 Ti is definitely where we want to lean for 4K gaming, for sure.
This is an 8 gig, 256-bit GDDR6 device with 4,864 CUDA cores, with a core clock speed of 1,410 megahertz and a boost clock speed of 1,710 megahertz. 1 HDMI 2.1 and 3 DisplayPort 1.4a. It's going for the very nice price of $369.99. Right down there in that shopping cart.
How is that? Where's over there?
How is that one 4060 only $300 brand new?
That's what we're talking about.
Oh my gosh, three people.
That's what we're talking about, fams. When we're trying to get you those deals, it's Asus's brand new release of these 4060 cards. You're like, how is it only this much? Because
Oh my
it
God.
can be.
Two
Because
people.
Asus
One.
wanted it to be, and they
Two.
wanted to be able to get you guys these powerful cards for affordable prices. That's why.
For gaming, 4060 Ti or 3070 Ti.
Whoa, wait, 3060 or 4060 or 4070 Ti?
One.
Ooh, Chase, that
Two.
is interesting. That is a very interesting point there.
I
Oh.
lean toward the 3070 Ti is probably a little more powerful.
I would say for gaming, I personally play on a 3070 Ti. That's why I was just like, I kind of think I would have to lean towards the 3070 Ti. Is this Linus Tech Tips? No, it's Ben and
oh
Ethan's
my
Tech
God,
Tips.
3 people. You guys are monsters. 1, 2, 3 people in the shopping cart. Thank you. Skulls? Question marks? Answers.
So what are some cards is the 4060 better than? So if you're looking for a comparison to other cards that are more focused on overall performance versus like pretty much everything else.
Yeah,
but I would say so 4060s are going to outperform some of the lower end Radeon cards. They're going to outperform some of the lower end 30 series cards. So that's where the 4060 is really going to shine, especially in those workstation environments. It's going to outperform 3050s. It's going to outperform some of the older 6000 series AMD Radeon cards. That's what you're going to notice it outperforming in regards to a workstation environment.
Thank you, whoever's in the shopping cart. I just stopped jumping. No, Colin Stanford. Never. Eventually, I will. I saw
$5 and using that for VV source code.
For the VV source code, you think the CIA hasn't tried to get the code out of me? You think the Mafia hasn't tried to get the code out of me? I don't know it. I would have taken the money. Say la vie. Thank you, whoever's in the shopping cart, and thank you to everyone who's taking a look at this Asus Dual GeForce RTX 3060 12-gig GPU. 12 gigabytes, 192-bit GDDR6, 3,584 CUDA cores, with a game clock speed of 1,837 megahertz, the boost clock speed of 1,867 megahertz. One HDMI 2.1, 3 DisplayPort 1.4As. It's the terrific price of just $299.99. Oh man, I had a hard time spitting that one out. Yeah, thank you, whoever's in the shopping cart. If I get selected,
I'll get a Newegg tattoo on me. Newegg for life.
That's
a big say. Type McDouble. That's a big say, McDouble.
Type 2 McDouble. I'm gonna hold you to that because I got a tattoo on the stream. Now it's your turn. How do you guys feel about the 6800? It's a fine card.
The 6800 is still a really good card.
And I think we have some of those from Asus in the TikTok chat as well. We happen to be celebrating the launch of the 4060. So nothing wrong. There ain't nothing wrong.
And
with
then
the little
someone
AMD.
says Fortnite. Yes.
Smokey, thank you for the heart. The dart to the heart.
Wait, what PC? Tyler says, what PC should I get under 1,000? So we have a wide variety of pre-built PCs that would fit under that 1,000 price point. The one that immediately jumps to mind is one we've had in the past, is the Nitro 50.
But you know what? Actually, and we'll talk to Jake about this, because he laid out for me last night how you could get a gaming PC with brand new Asus TUF components, a brand new Asus 4060 GPU, and keep it under $1,000.
I'm almost sad I'm gonna miss out on this conversation with Jake.
Well, I mean, you can.
I really hope you
stick
guys
around.
stay.
You can watch.
I hope you all make sure you tune in and see what Jake's got to say.
Yeah, AMD CPU for 3080 Ti. I'm not sure. I don't know AMD as well as I know
AMD
Intel
CPU
and
for
NVIDIA.
3080 Ti. I mean, you could go with like a 5800X3D. You could go with the 5900, 5950. You could do a 5600X. You could go. You could hop to a next gen and go for like a 7000 series card with like 7800X3D or 79 or 7950. Like it really depends where you want to go. You could go with a wide variety of good AMD CPUs, and they would pair perfectly with 3080
Michael
Ti.
Reynes, you're the best.
There's a lot of really good chips from AMD that would pair great with that NVIDIA graphics card.
DeBarcus, how can I get the ROG ring?
I tried so hard to get the white RG Strix 4090 OC, but after waiting for ages, I ended up getting the black one. But I love the ring. How could I get one? Thanks.
What ring?
There's like a physical ring that goes on your hand, or like is there some kind of ring that's on the graphics card that I'm just?
Thank you, whoever hopped in the shopping cart. Can 4060 go with the Ryzen 5 5600, or should I get a better CPU if I win?
No, the 4060 definitely goes. Yeah, can definitely go with the 5600G. Yeah.
They're adjusting the script so it might jump around. Your
Okay.
Your current product is highlighted in light blue.
Oh,
Okay.
okay. Beautiful. Thank you.
It might jump around.
Aha! I found it. Thank you
Thanks,
for
Steve.
that. How can I find a good white PC speakers? On Newegg.com.
Yeah, you can find wide variety of colors and brands of PC speakers.
Thank you,
I
whoever
myself
hopped in the
actually-
shopping cart.
That sounds like a trick question.
Guys, what's not a trick is the performance of the Asus Dual GeForce RTX 4070 Overclock Edition. 12 gig, 192-bit GDDR6X, 5,888 CUDA cores. boost clock speed of 2,505 megahertz, 1 HDMI 2.1, and 3 DisplayPort 1.4As, PCIe 4.0 device. It's going for just $599.99.
And it has 12 gigabytes of video RAM. And for those, I don't know how aware you guys of how important video RAM is, but having those 12 gigabytes of video RAM, just that 12 over that 8 makes such a difference in your gaming capability.
Thank you, whoever hopped in the shopping cart.
So what's a good Intel CPU for a 3070? Well, there's a wide variety of them. I mean, I'm still running on a 10th gen CPU. I myself have a 10900K with a 3070 Ti. So if you still have anything from 10th to 11th to 12th gen, any of those CPUs would pair perfectly with the 3070.
Thank you, whoever is hopped in the shopping cart. Ethan's so gorgeous, bro.
Oh, thank you, Carlos.
Oh la la. Asus Takeover, absolutely.
Yeah. Lucas, is the 4070 Ti worth 800? Yes.
100%.
Yes.
Thank you, whoever hopped in the shopping cart.
Yeah, 4070, especially if that 800, but you don't want to break 1,000 to get that 4080, 4070 Ti is 100%.
Thank you, whoever hopped in the shopping cart. Guys, all right, coming up next, Joel.
6:30 Pacific Daylight.
We got a countdown going right there. It's a little under 2 hours away.
2 hours, right above
But
my
make
head.
sure you're here when we select the winner, because if we say your name and you're not here, we move on. We find someone else.
Gotta make sure you stick around.
Okay, guys, coming up next, we have the Asus TUF Gaming GeForce RTX 4080 Overclock Edition Gaming Graphics Card, 16 gigs, 256-bit GDDR6X with a game clock of 2,595 megahertz and a boost clock of 2,625 megahertz. 2 HDMI 2.1, 3 DisplayPort 1.4As. We took $80 off the price of this device, making it just $1219.99. It's unheard of to get discounts on high-end gaming components when they're this new.
And there's
wow. And Asus, again, TUF is Asus's line that is meant to pair price and performance, right?
best bang for your buck.
Best bang for your buck. Yeah, thank you, whoever hopped in the shopping cart.
And then TMP said, what AMD CPU can handle a 4080 without bottleneck? So I would say the one that immediately jumped to mind would be between like a 5800X 3D and then the 5950X, the 5950X. Those would be two, not the most current gen CPUs, but older gen CPUs that would probably be a little more affordable that could still work with the 4080 without bottleneck. Otherwise, I would say you could jump up to one of the newer AMD CPUs. Man, I'm blanking on the numbers for like. Why am I blanking on AMD CPUs? I know I've looked at them, so it's frustrating me that I'm blanking on them. I'm gonna look at Newegg. But just the two that jumped to mind immediately would be the 5800X 3D.
Smart, what's the cheapest PC I've ever seen? We have a PC that's frequently on sale, but right now it's on sale for $689, and that is an incredible deal. It's if you go to our website /live, you'll see it there. But what's the best PC case?
Unfortunately, that one's kind of subjective.
Yeah,
there's a lot of really dope cases.
I'm partial to Leon Lee. They make cool cases, and a lot of them have a cool feature where you can change the position of the I/O. So you can move it from the top to the front, depending on where you're putting your PC. If you want it down on the ground, obviously you want that I/O on top so it's easier to access. But if you actually got a desktop, it's on your desktop, it's usually easier to have that I/O on the side.
Yeah, and I'm partial to some Fantex cases. The case I myself build in and use is the Fantex P600S Eclipse. That is the case that I myself use, and is my personal preferred case.
Question mark, how do we choose the winner? It will be a drawing. We will select.
Thank you, Newt.
Select a lucky winner at 6:30, and if they're here, if we say you're the winner and they say I'm here, then thank you whoever hopped in the shopping cart. Then they win.
And then Joel says, should I buy the i7 13700K or stick with the 12700K? Well, I would say if you're looking for that, you're noticing that performance dip in whatever you're doing, that i7 13700K was definitely worth that generational jump.
Evil Dead or Evil Ed. Evil Ved? Oh, Evolved. Golly, my understanding of that evolved slowly. Evolved. You do have to be on TikTok, as it says right there.
Yes.
You got to type it in the TikTok chat for it to count.
So for everyone on Twitch and YouTube and Facebook, for those tuning in, if you want to get into the Asus Takeover giveaway, you have to be on TikTok. TikTok. It is TikTok exclusive. But when you join in TikTok, all you got to do is type Aces Takeover one time in the TikTok chat, and you're good, set, and ready to go to get a chance at Aces 4060.
Just Oscar, absolutely. Can a 3070 Ti run 1440
yes,
smoothly?
Yes,
100%.
that's what I play on. Yes.
And yeah, we are in Pacific time, everybody. Pacific, yeah, thank you for the shopping cart. It is Pacific Daylight Time, specifically. How would you classify the Asus ROG Strix Mobos?
Classify as in, like...
Sick.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, what kind of classification you're looking for?
Sick, bro.
If you're looking for
Like-
quality classification, extremely good. I myself use an Asus ROG Strix Maximus Hero 12. That is the motherboard that I use that powers my PC.
Newt, you gotta trust. We got, oh my god, 3 people in the shopping cart. 1, 2, 3.
My current case is the Cooler Master Case
3.
H500P.
It's
It's almost as
underneath.
massive as
Oh my
the
God,
Asus
what?
Hyperion.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's a full tower case for you, my guy.
I love this.
I have
Do
a
I
question.
repaste my GPU and CPU if they are running hot? So
hot is hot?
So when you say repaste, I'm assuming you specifically mean repaste your CPU because
Thank
you
you,
don't
Robert,
thermal
for the
paste your
shopping
GPU. When it comes to those items running hot, I would say that is definitely an option. If your CPU is running hot, you can reapply thermal paste. But if you're consistently having thermal issues with your CPU, you may need to look into getting a new CPU cooler. I would generally recommend an AIO CPU cooler. Those are going to have better overall efficiency. And then for your graphics card, that's where you're going to want to improve the overall cooling of your case as a whole. Because you don't use thermal paste when you're installing your graphics card. You install it into the PCIe bus slot, usually that top 16 lane closest to the CPU. And then from there, you should ideally have fans from the front of your case blowing over it, or if you have your radiator in front, you have fans above blowing down on top of your GPU. So that's where you're going to want to relook at the thermals within your case.
Question mark, question mark. The only way that I would say you can get a better chance of winning is be here early and stick around. Because if you go away, you may miss the call. If we call your name and you're not there to say, I'm here, then we move on. We pick someone else. So the best way to increase your odds of winning are just by being here. Thank you, whoever hopped in the shopping cart.
Doodad says the Temu
right
Ryan
back.
Reynolds comes with extra features. What is currently the best 3070 Ti? I mean, there's a lot of really good 3070 Ti's. If you're curious for the one that I myself run, I am currently running the Asus Tough Gaming 3070 Ti that I actually got here on Newegg. Bang. And then Frank, that's great. You got your Asus in from Newegg. Fantastic. Oh, look at that! Jertex just sent us the beach.
Hey,
He just sent us an island adventure.
I
on the
missed
beach.
it. I was
It was so
Angel.
tropical. It was so tropical.
I once got fed cornflakes from. Oh God, that's just where it ends.
Are air or liquid cooled better? So in most cases, Gunario, the AIOs, the liquid coolers, are generally better for overall cooling efficiency. You will generally have a more consistent and cooler temperatures with an AIO liquid CPU cooler.
Thank you, whoever hopped in the shopping cart. AIOs are if you are planning on overclocking.
That too.
You definitely want liquid cooling, but in almost any other instance, if you have sufficient airflow in your case, an air cooler at best. Like if you're not really taxing your system, most cases can get away without any specific CPU cooling solution.
Yeah, but if you're trying to go top-end gaming, I would definitely recommend the AIO CPU cooler.
Thank you, whoever hopped in the shopping cart. Coming up, folks, we've got the Asus Dual GeForce RTX 4070 Overclock Edition. Thank you for the rose.
And no, they don't keep your room cool.
The 12GB 192-bit GDDR6X device with 5,888 CUDA cores. Boost clock of 2,505 megahertz, 1 HDMI 2.1, 3 DisplayPort 1.4a. It's going for just $599.99. Just $600 for a 4070 GPU. Woo-wee. One of the, oh my God, 2 people. 1, 2. Thank you, whoever hopped in the shopping cart. I like guys. Terrific.
Yeah, and then
We like you.
TF is a
Oh
CUDA core. So the CUDA core, just like so, Bryson, you're saying what is a CUDA core? So a CUDA core, similar into the cores on your CPU, those are going to be all of the that's essentially. I'm trying to find a way to explain it that isn't overly technical. But it's essentially the amount of processors that are inside of the graphics card, because the graphics card is essentially its own processing unit, just as your CPU is its own processing unit. And you can't really run a computer without graphics, because you need something visual to be able to see what is going on. So when you have a CPU that has integrated graphics, that's how you can use those. That's how you can still use a computer. But with a dedicated graphics card, you're getting that much more power, and it just those cores and the number of cores, like having these 5,888 CUDA cores, is essentially telling you the overall processing capability of this graphics card. And then when we tell you the clock speeds, that's telling you with all of those cores, that's how fast it can clock, how much power it's outputting with those cores.
Type 2 McDouble, I want you to win even more now. Forgive me for not knowing names. Ben,
I'm Ethan.
But tell me why you look like you're related to Sam Rockwell. That's my favorite comparison. I like the Ryan Reynolds comparison. Yeah, thank you for the person in the shopping cart. I like the Ryan Reynolds comparison, but like Sam Rockwell is like one of my heroes. He's an amazing actor. Alex, you got a little under 2 hours. Not you, Alex. I'm so sorry. Someone in the chat named
Hour
Alex.
and 40.
That was just
42
weird
minutes.
timing.
An hour and 42 minutes.
Shout out to the people behind the scenes, says Daddy Monk.
Yeah, we appreciate
Do
you,
it for
Steve,
Alex,
Lydia,
Steve, and Lydia.
Alex. You're all appreciated. Thank you. NVIDIA for
Best open concept case. Golly, I can't remember. Coolest shirt on the planet. Thank you, Alex. Again, not Alex.
6650 XT and a 5500, a good combo. It sounds like a solid combo to me.
Guys, coming up, we have the Asus TUF Gaming GeForce RTX 4080 Overclock Edition gaming card. Wait, did we already do these?
Yes, that's a good microphone for recording.
What's that?
I think
Okay. So, are we on the Strix NVIDIA GeForce 4070 Ti overclock? Did we already do that one?
we did that one.
Did we do the 3060 Ti?
We did not.
All right, let's go.
OC,
Thank you.
OC or TI? TI is titanium. That's going to be considered the more improved version of that graphics card. OC is essentially the overclocked version of that graphics card. So you have TI OC. It's the 3060 titanium overclocked edition.
Thank you,
of this
Cam.
graphics
I will
card.
hydrate. Get to the chopper.
And this being, when I was speaking of TI and overclock, this is the Asus TUF Gaming NVIDIA GeForce RTX 3060 Ti Overclock Edition, or OC Edition
no los dos.
graphics card. It has 8
Yeah.
gigabytes of 256-bit GDDR6X video RAM with 4,864 CUDA cores.
CUDA.
It has a game clock of 1,755 megahertz.
Thank you,
and
whoever's
then
in the shopping cart.
well, that's just things are moving.
Sorry.
No, it's good. I just lost
Oh.
my place. There we are. Okay. And then it has 2 HDMI 2.1 ports and 3 DisplayPort 1.4As. And it slots into a PCIe 4.0 on your motherboard. It is $379.99 for this Asus TUF Gaming NVIDIA GeForce RTX 3060 Ti Overclock Edition, or OC Edition, TI OC Edition graphics card. $379.99,
two people.
$80 off, and your TikTok shopping bag.
Thank you, whoever hopped in the
Your
shopping
quads
cart.
are gonna be so sore.
I know.
Your quads and calves.
G Money, this guy is on. Well, I wish. Not as powerful, but I'm loving my ROG Ally.
Dude, ROG Ally, I want one so bad. Those things are so sick. Those are so cool.
As a reminder, everybody, this is a celebration of the launch of the 4060 from Asus. And to celebrate, someone's going to win one later today. In about an hour and a half, someone's going to win a brand new 4060 GPU from Asus. And in about 7 minutes, excuse me, whoo, the excitement, we're going to bring our friend Jake from Asus on, and he's going to answer all your questions about Asus and about the products at large. Ben likes Ben 69 nice.
Wait, that is fantastic. Is that regular? I have no idea. No, they really made it their whole thing. That's beautiful.
I hope that's a brand new Asus handle. What PCIe does the 4060 need?
4.0.
4.0. Yeah.
PCIe 4.0. Most of the current graphics cards, so 30 series and 40 series cards, are all going to need a PCIe 4.0 slot on your motherboard, and we probably won't need a PCIe 5.0 slots until, I would say, later this year into early next year, when we have the new set of graphics cards that'll be coming from NVIDIA and AMD.
Are we at the Asus Dual GeForce RTX 3060 White Overclock Edition? Okay, this is the Asus Dual GeForce RTX 3060 White Overclock Edition. 8 gig, 8 gig 128-bit GDDR6, 3,584 CUDA cores, a boost clock speed of 1,867 megahertz, 1 HDMI 2.1, and 3 DisplayPort 1.4As. It's just $279.99, less than $300 for a 3060 overclock edition.
And so I think I saw somebody say is the 4060 versus the 3050 Ti, 4060 in that regard.
Bro hates that mumble rap stuff so much.
I do.
What do you guys think of the new 12-volt
power connector GPU? So that I do actually really like them specifically for the newer graphics cards, because for those who don't have or haven't worked with the 40 series cards, specifically the higher end 40 series cards that are really power hungry, you usually, so you'll get the graphics card, and what comes in the graphics card is going to be the connector to the 12-pin connector to the graphics card, but then it's going to have 4 separated 8-pin connectors that you have to essentially connect 4 8-pins to that one adapter that goes into the graphics card. Such a pain in the butt, and if you don't have a PSU that has all of those ports, that can be kind of an issue, because then you can't really power your graphics card. So having that one 12-volt power connector from an ATX 3.0 and PCIe 5.0 certified power supply it's a godsend. I mean, really, it's changing it from using 2 to 4 power connectors from your PSU to your graphics card to just one cable. So if we're moving this direction where things are going to be more power hungry, it is very much appreciated where we just need that one cable versus having to use multiple.
Yes, somebody is going to win a graphics card later on, but almost in like 5 minutes, we're going to do an interview with Jake from Asus to tell you all about that card and all the cool stuff at Asus.
Will the 4060 make you better at Call of Duty? I don't think that's how skill works.
Coming up, guys, we have the Asus ROG Strix NVIDIA GeForce RTX 4070 Ti gaming graphics card. Another cool looking GPU from Asus. 12 gig 192-bit GDDR6 X with 7,680 CUDA cores. Boost clock speed of 2,310 megahertz. Core clock speed of 2,310 megahertz, a boost clock speed of 2,610 megahertz, 1 HDMI 2.1, 3 DisplayPort 1.4As, $20 off makes it just $929.99.
And is the RTX 3050 a PCIe 4.0? If I recall correctly, that is a yes. It is a 4.0. I'm pretty sure all of the 30 series graphics cards are PCIe 4.0.
Everyone click the cart. That's
right, a lot of Barracuda cores.
Barracuda. Will the 4060 make my father finally love me? Couldn't hurt.
I mean, if it's a present.
Yeah, thank you for whoever hopped in the shopping cart.
You've clearly tried anything else.
Yeah, so I mean, they couldn't hurt.
I've tried nothing and I'm all out of ideas.
I feel seen.
Guys, let's sneak. Remember, we're gonna be talking with Jake from Asus here shortly. But first, I want to talk to you about the Asus TUF Gaming GeForce RTX 3060 12 gigabyte, 12 gig, 192-bit GDDR6.
Oh, it's this one.
3,000.
Demon
This
Slayer!
one is so sick. I'll talk about
It
the
is
graphic in a
sick.
second.
Yeah. 3,584 CUDA cores. Game clock speed of 1,852 megahertz. Boost clock speed of 1,882 megahertz. 2 HDMI 2.1 and 3 DisplayPort 1.4As. It's going for $489.99. Thank you for the 2 people in the shopping cart.
And for my fellow weebs out there, so this is the Demon Slayer graphics card. It's using it uses the effect of Zenitsu's breathing style, where he uses lightning flash. So that is the theme of that graphics card. It looks awesome. So for any of my anime fans out there who want to get a really cool Demon Slayer themed graphics card, that is definitely an awesome pickup at $489.99.
Be really cool, guys.
It's a super sick graphics
Be really
card.
cool, guys. Okay. Hey, everyone, thank you to the 2 people who are in the shopping cart.
This one, I also like this one too.
All right, we'll do one more.
This
We'll do
graphic
one more.
card is okay. I'm gonna talk about this graphic. So this next graphic card is the Asus GeForce RTX 4080 16 gigabyte, the Noctua OC edition
I love this
graphics
one,
card.
too.
This one, like, like the Noct like Noctua is such a dope company for the fans and their cooling capabilities that the fact that we have a graphics card from Asus that has Noctua fans is just amazing. So this is an Asus GeForce RTX 4080. It has 16 gigabytes of 256-bit GDDR6X video RAM with 9,728 CUDA cores. It has a core clock of 2,205 megahertz and a boost clock of 2,625 megahertz. You have two HDMI 2.1 ports and three DisplayPort 1.4s. It slots into a PCIe 4.0 and it's for $1,649.99. So $1,649.99 for the Asus GeForce RTX 4080 Noctua OC. And I also want to bring up just a point here, because it's a Noctua edition, it's a Noctua featured graphics card. It only has two fans because that's how good Noctua fans are. Because if you look at these other 4080s, they're generally bigger with three fans. But Noctua is so good and efficient at its cooling efficiency.
TX Terror
they only
is
need
live.
two fans. So highly recommend that Asus GeForce RTX 4080, the Noctua OC edition graphics card at $1,649.99, $1,649.99, right down there in your TikTok shopping
Thank
bag.
you, to the two people who hopped in the shopping cart.
Such a dope graphics card. I
All
really hope
right.
you guys should take a look at that.
Everybody, we are going to say goodbye to our friend Ethan Woods.
Have a great evening, you all.
Take
It's been
good
a
care.
pleasure.
Oh, thank you to the one person in the shopping cart. I appreciate you. Okay, everybody, welcome. We are about to get our friend Jake from Asus on the line. Let's get that started. I need some new eggs. You're in the right place. Yeah, thank you to the one person in the shopping cart. Should. Yep. Joe Vans 02. We will someday. We're planning on it. Marco Duraco. Wah! Thank you to the one person in the shopping cart. Yes, somebody will be winning a brand new Asus 4060 GPU. What CPU would recommend with an RTX 3050? You're probably not too worried. Will the 4060 let me leave the matrix? It'll help. Yes, Bryson, it'll help. Newt, you did. You're in there. 13700K for 320, says David Peterson. Is that shopping carts? 4060, nice, says Toothpick Vic, which is a fantastic name. Guys, stick around. We are going to have Jake here in any second now, and he'll be able to answer all these questions. So I'm going to really count on you guys to watch the chat and grab questions for me. Is that cool? I'm good for now. Thank you. Give it up for Lydia. And there's no way he'll hear it, so let's give a big round of applause for Steve.
Steve!
The second he can hear it, we have to stop. He can't learn that we appreciate him. Jacob or Jacques, I'm not sure. You can ask him yourself, Newt. All right, everybody stick around. We're going to have Jake here answering your questions, talking about these great Asus products. And in a little over, in just about an hour and a half, we're going to have our lucky winner. Lando started clapping. That's great, though. Any deals on good RGB fans? King Oogles, check that shopping cart right down there. Look at all those jaundiced hands clapping. Yeah, it's The Simpsons. Yeah, thank you whoever is in the shopping cart. When I was a kid, when I was born, I was very jaundiced. And they called me their little Simpsons baby. Yeah. Yeah. It was great for me. It's gonna be me, says Brown Man.
It builds character.
It does. Best processor cooler depends on what you're looking for. Like we were saying earlier, if you are looking for if you're gonna overclock, I always recommend a liquid cooling solution, just because it's more efficient thermally. But if you are not planning to overclock, yeah, thank you whoever's in the shopping cart. If you are not planning to overclock, then if you have sufficient if you have sufficient airflow in your build, you may not even need a specific CPU cooler. But thank you whoever's in the shopping cart. But better safe than sorry. And if you are planning on doing intense gaming or anything like that, I would just recommend getting a simple, oh my god, 3 users in the cart. 1, 2, 3. I would recommend just using the, just getting an air cooler. Cool. Best LGA 1700 motherboard, Asus ROG Strix, baby. Check it out in the shopping cart. Like a Wraith Prism? I don't know what that is. A clock under your PC for overclocking. It's easier. Ben over here coming into the world like Ned Flanders.
Like I'm wearing nothing at all.
Stupid sexy Flanders. Asus and Newegg, the perfect... Hey, 6.4 Hemi, thank you for joining us. Yeah, you got to be on TikTok to win, Toothpick Vic. But come on over, the water's fine. We are, somebody's going to win a 40 series. The 5000 doesn't exist yet. Thank you, whoever is in the shopping cart. Allison, thank you. Rez, it's a 4060 GPU. Brand new Asus 4060 GPU. Thank you to whoever hopped in the shopping cart. I appreciate you. Guys, we're just waiting on Jake from Asus. He's going to be here answering your questions, telling you about the amazing components. Oh my god, 4 users in the shopping cart. 1, 2, 3, 4. Thank you to whoever just hopped in the shopping cart and is giving me this workout. I very much appreciate the 2 people who just hopped in the shopping cart. Okay. How we doing, everybody? How do we participate to win? Michael Ramos, it says right there, all you got to do is type Asus Takeover in the TikTok chat. As soon as you do that, you are in it to win it. I have an external hard drive. I think it may be hindering my loading of my games. One person in the shopping cart, thank you. Is internal better? Internal is going to be slightly better, just because anytime there's literal distance between one device and the other, there's time, right? It's not instantaneous. You're more directly connected with an internal HDD. Yeah, thank you for whoever is in the shopping cart.
We got Jake.
We got Jake, everybody. Hey, Jake.
Hey.
How you doing?
Hey everyone, good to be back.
Everybody,
Excited
give it
to
up for
join you
Jake,
again.
please. Let's see them claps. What have you been up to today, Jake?
Enjoying the awesome new 4060 launch. How about
Absolutely.
you guys?
Oh, yeah. There it is. We didn't have one to show off here, I don't think.
4060?
The 4060.
Yeah, I have one. I'll bring it right
Oh, we do have one. Thank you to the 2 users who are in the shopping cart. Jake, I've been doing this the whole day. Every time someone hops in the shopping cart, I promised them I'd hop. I hop, we hop,
I'm
we
glad to
hop.
see at least one of us is getting our exercise in today.
I am actively sweating. 1, 2 people in the shopping cart. Okay. So, here we go. Question mark has a question. What are some features of the 4060 and how much power does it need? Thank you to the 1 person in the shopping cart. I'll take it for now.
So if we're talking about power draw, it's actually really efficient. I think general power consumption will be around the 120 watt mark, which is, for anyone who's been following along with graphics cards, basically next to nothing. So power efficiency, you're looking at something perfect for that. I know we're going to talk about some of this stuff a little bit more in the stream in depth later on, but that's going to be one of the best perks about the 4060 series is that it doesn't matter if you're coming off something like a 550 watt power supply, or if you've got something like a 750 watt Tough Gaming, they just picked a new one up, then you're set. You're not going to have to worry about power draw or, upgrading because you wanted that new 4090 and you're like, hey, now I need a 1,000 or 1,200 watt power supply for it. So for that side, you're absolutely set. As far as performance and what it can do, it's definitely really solid for 1080p gaming, even some 1440p gaming, depending on like what content you're playing. Shout out to like Diablo 4 right now. Excellent for that. You're easily going to be able to play that at 1440p. And surprisingly, it actually does pretty well on the productivity side of things. A lot of the new Gen 3, Gen 2, Gen 4, depending on like what part of the actual hardware making up the RTX series you're talking about. But since everything's been upgraded for this new gen, a lot of benefits there as well, especially with some of the new like AI stuff coming into play with productivity.
Thank you,
So-
whoever's in the shopping cart.
Pretty good performance, especially dual purpose depending on what you're needing it for.
Oh, we got some great questions coming in here. So, first of all, someone asked, what's the max FPS we can expect? And then someone else asked, how would it compare to a 1080 Ti?
So, max FPS, that is, honestly, that's a really,
Yeah.
let's call it vague or loaded question because that's so game dependent.
Sure.
You've got games like Doom that you might be able to run those on like a 960 at 4K still. Like that's
Sure.
partially a joke and partially not because if you go look at benchmarks, they're running like 300 FPS plus on some settings and loadouts. And then you've got games like Cyberpunk with RT Overdrive enabled, and that crushes a lot of stuff, especially like 4K. That's like a 4090 card. Like that's what you want
Yeah.
for 4K RT Overdrive Cyberpunk. So the range there is so massive. You really need to like take a look at some reviews and what game are you looking to play or games. If you're talking like CS:GO 2, obviously that's not out yet. There are no like benchmarks for that. But given the history of like Counter-Strike Go and the previous generations, something like that's probably going to hit pretty high FPS on a 4060, unless they've just made massive changes to it. Things like Overwatch, some of those may also probably run, pretty high frames, especially like 1080p, where a lot of the esports gaming is done at. So, as always, look for your games, look for benchmarks for them and kind of the resolution you're looking for, and start with that because it's just such a wide range. And then what was the second question again?
The other was, how would it compare to a 1080 Ti?
1080 Ti it's a bit hard to compare. Hard to find benchmarks that use current gen cards and ones from that previous generation. But for the most part, I'd expect raw performance to be a bit better. But that's excluding having discussions about like ray tracing and DLSS in general, but especially DLSS 3 now. So, picking on Cyberpunk again, this is going to be an excellent example. The 4060 actually does 1080p with the ray tracing features and DLSS 3 actually works pretty well. I think some reviews were talking around like 80 FPS average for that combination, which is not bad at all for a $300 card's giving you a ray tracing Cyberpunk experience. I'd consider that pretty solid. If you try to do the same thing on the 1080, it's not going to go well. First off, it's not even RTX. So while there are some instances of trying to enable some of these features, even if it's not inherent to the card, it doesn't have the tensor cores. It doesn't have that like special dedicated hardware to really process this. And this isn't even getting into some of the new benefits like the updated encoders for AV1 and everything that the 40 series has. So, like, if you're streaming on top of some of this stuff, then you're going to have an even more exaggerated difference in experience between the two generations. So I'd say like across the board, you're going to see an improvement, but especially if you're playing any games that are making use of newer features or you're streaming, again, some newer features that you're enabled there just because of the hardware on board. There's a lot more to it than just, a raw FPS like setup. And then again, because of all the new hardware on here, if you're somebody that's using your PC to do not just say gaming, but you're doing like productivity, shout out to anyone who's like, especially maybe in like college or something like that, where you're like, hey, I can't go drop $1,500 or more on like an RTX 4090, which sure, that can do everything you want it to, but you're looking for a good value without breaking the bank. Something like this can offer you a lot of updates and benefits on the productivity side as well. Start looking into things like NVIDIA Omniverse, and again, how AI is impacting stuff, and things like the tensor cores and stuff of that nature on the card are also playing into that. It's RTX Zone isn't just a gaming thing anymore. It's actually in a lot of editing and video apps and stuff as well now. So
Fantastic. Yeah, first of all, you're getting a ton of love. Forever Haley Vlog says, Slay, you're doing great. And we've got a lot of questions. What are you playing these days?
So, I am currently playing Diablo 4. Finally got a chance to get around to play that. And
what's your main?
So far enjoying it. Well, I've actually started with Sork, but I started with Fire Sork, and I gotta say, Meteor doesn't have quite the same impact fulfill as it did in the previous games. So now I'm playing Ice Sork, which is different because I used to play I just wanted to spam Meteor on everything. I felt cool dropping Meteors on stuff, right? But with a lot of the discussion around the different classes and stuff, I'm actually playing Druid now. I just started Druid. Yeah, Druid is way cooler than I thought it would be. So
it's
I'm
way
giving
cooler
that a
than it
chance
was
right now.
in Diablo 2.
Yeah, that's a nice way to put it. There's some differences, and so I'm actually giving that a chance this time, and breaking away from what I'm accustomed to. So we'll see. I might end up being Team Druid.
I'm really enjoying Druid. I cannot recommend. I slept on it at first, and then I respect. Boulder is so fun. The boulder
I'll have to
attack.
try that out.
You just roll a boulder, and it knocks them back, and they keep getting hit, and it's just a lot of fun.
I've been playing Thor. I'm just raining lightning from the sky.
See, but that's also awesome. Question mark says, what makes an Asus graphics card stand out over other brands?
So I could, easily go into a lot of things like, the Strix cooler. Obviously, it's robust. There's a lot of triple fan coolers on the market, but we put a lot into our own coolers and the actual cooling tech inside. So it's not just, 3 fans, but it's what we're doing with the heat sinks, cold plates, everything of that nature. We've got things like our Auto Extreme process, which I believe I mentioned briefly in the last time we had a stream together. But that's our manufacturing process. A lot of tight tolerances and quality control put into it. That's worth checking out. But for me, what got me into Asus and DIY, especially enthusiast PCs to begin with, was a lot of the design language. This is something that I'll personally harp on about a lot because I think it's something that we have always excelled at, is not just having a nicer variety of designs, but being able to pair designs together, and being able to build out that system and have something to where the full design language is stand out but also cohesive across all the products is not always executed the best, but I think it's something we excel at, even down to some little details. Like you've got this kind of space NASA-esque designed or aesthetic with the numbers right here, and it carries over into the motherboard and stuff. And this same kind of semi-transparent plastic, kind of acrylic cover right here that's a bit see-through, is something that's equally present right here as well. This kind of smoked acrylic plastic type material. So to me, that's one of my favorite parts about it, is that whether you like this kind of cleaner space age styling, whether you like kind of the tough gaming militaristic durable styling, or you like this ROG, both the Strix kind of gaming side, but also the very kind of sleek and premium ROG formal side, we offer a bit of everything, and you can kind of outfit your whole setup in that style that you want. So you're not going to be mixing and matching. So that's always my favorite part. But again, the fact that you're going to have just a solid cooling solution, and things like a little bit of premium touches, like a full aluminum backplate. All of that's going to be there too.
Disco Leg says, "What's up? What up, Disco Leg? We are celebrating the launch of the 4060 GPU from Asus, a fantastic component at a great price, and more efficient than ever." We had, who was another question? Oh, Goth Pasta, which may be my favorite username in recent history.
Fantastic.
Says, sleek modernity and through lines in a design is so pretty, not gonna lie. I agree. One of the things that has always stood out to me about Asus is kind of like what you were saying. Every category has aesthetic built in. It wasn't overlooked. Even at that tough lineup, like you were saying, that is meant to be, the best bang for your buck, there is still an aesthetic decision there that makes an impact and doesn't necessarily clash with any other line, right? Like, if you have a build that is some ROG Strix and some tough and some prime, it's still going to look cool and cohesive.
I couldn't agree more on that, and that's something you can see a little bit even between what in theory should be two drastically different styles, but because you've got some of the rounded edges and you've got some of the smooth aluminum and things of other nature between, say, even the ROG Strix card and the Prime motherboard, some of that still blends in together. And I attribute that to the fact it's all coming from Asus, right? And so regardless of there being different product lines and in series, you still have that same Asus ideology that permeates through all of it. So I think that's something that's very beneficial. It's something that we've seen a lot from people using like the GT502 case, for example. Just because it can fit anything. It's a large case, plenty of cooling options, etc. So it can fit everything, but the styling is subtle enough that if you put a Strix setup in it or you put a Prime setup and a dual card in it, it doesn't feel out of place. Like, sure, the ROG Hyperion may match to the ROG Strix series and ROG Formal series a little bit more closely, but nothing feels out of place together, just like you said. You can combine different components, and it's not going to feel like you just kind of forced it in there. It's still going to blend in well enough that you can kind of mix and match as you want to.
I think we're just agreeing with each other back and forth. Asus looks amazing. Best Spartans Forever says Asus definitely has the best and coolest designs for sure. Which I just got to agree. From the tough all the way up to the Prime and the ROG Strix. Even we had people saying that they love the red and blue on those GPUs. Those 40 series look really cool.
Yep.
The Doodad. I see. So, would the 4060 handle VR gaming?
So just to be completely transparent, I'm not as familiar with VR gaming as compared to just like standard monitor gaming.
Sure.
So I don't want to answer that and be incorrect. From what little bit I do know, that's again going to be very heavily game dependent. And since I'm not as familiar with what's popular VR title wise, that's why I don't want to give a confirmed answer.
Yeah.
But I do know that it's strong enough to run 1080p gaming just fine, and even some 1440p gaming. I would expect that for less demanding VR titles, you're probably also just fine. I just don't know how demanding some of those VR titles get. For example, I don't know if I think some of the space sim games, for example, were supposed to be a bit more demanding for the ones that did implement it. So those might not be as good of an example, especially because I know that you need to run higher refresh rate to avoid things like easily. But I'd say, depending on what you're looking to play, especially if it's not as a graphically intensive VR title, that you should be fine with that.
All right. Aiden says, do you guys have a website or something that can teach me how to build a good PC? Yes, we do. Newegg. You can go to the PC builder portion. But does Asus have any resources that we can point people to?
We do some stuff occasionally. We're actually going to be having kind of a PC DIY meetup at Anime Expo of all things.
Cool.
Coming up very soon. Yeah, so we occasionally do some events like that. We've done some live streams of our own before. Usually, maybe once or twice a year, we'll have something that kind of goes through and does some builds live and everything. So we do have some of that, but as was mentioned, Newegg's got some great tutorials and everything. So definitely start by checking those out. They can get you started with anything you need.
Yeah, and everyone is just agreeing. We had a question, who makes the best GPUs, and the chat is just overwhelmingly saying Asus. Asus makes the best GPUs. Luan Noobpower says, "Hi, Asus. You need to put the link at the bottom." Well, guys, if you are on TikTok, you should see a shopping cart right down there with all the deals in there. GPU. Oh, how are these so affordable? $300 to $400? That's a great point. I mean, a year ago, we wouldn't have been talking about any GPU in the $300 range.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of things change,
I think
right?
I think that's a great thing to point out too, is that with the launch of the 4060, you're now back to finally being able to build that, sub $1,000 build again. You can do a full loadout with a 4060 and have, depending on the game you're playing again, mid to high refresh 1080p and even solid 1440p gaming for, a sub $1,000 system. And that's talking ground up with all the parts needing to be bought. That's a brand new Tough Gaming 750 watt PSU. That's a brand new, like, say, Prime AP201 or potentially even the GT 502 case. That's, a brand new motherboard, an i3 chip, which is going to pair well with something of the 4060 level, or, depending on what you have, potentially even like an i5. And even more so for anyone that's like looking to upgrade. The guy before brought up like the 1080 Ti. So if you're on like 10 series, I know there was a lot of people, I was actually in this boat as well, that we got our 10 series cards and we were like, heck yes, these cards are great. And then 20 series came along and they were a little bit difficult to find after a while. And then 30 series came along and it was, for a time, impossible to find a new card. Like it was impossible to get everything.
Yeah.
And so a lot of people are still looking for what's my upgrade path now that, we can actually find cards again. So for anyone in that boat, like, you may still have plenty of stuff that you're like, hey, I don't need to upgrade this, my power supply is still fine. I'm still using an M.2 I picked up from a while ago. And even if you're still in like DDR4 RAM and stuff, like we've got, B760, Z790 motherboards and stuff that have DDR4 capability. So you can keep a lot of what you have and do something as simple as swap out the graphics card, or maybe you're just swapping out the motherboard and the CPU and the graphics card because you're wanting to play some newer games that might struggle a little bit more, or you're just like, hey, I want to turn ray tracing on, or I want to benefit from like DLSS 3 and Diablo 4. So you don't have to like break the bank or be nearly as concerned with this launch now, because $300 is getting you such a good experience in those new games.
Absolutely. Yeah, we were talking yesterday, and you priced out piece by piece how you could build a whole Asus rig with great parts, not skimping anywhere, and still come in under $1,000, and that's amazing. Like to be able to build a 40 series gaming desktop is for under $1,000 is just fantastic. I have to give a shout out. We've got Dog in the chat who's just been gifting us tennis ball after tennis ball after tennis ball. He's a good boy. He's a real good boy.
Best boy.
Lando says he would break his limbs for this. I don't think that's going to be necessary. It's only $300. It's very affordable.
No breaking of limbs, no organ selling, no like breaking the bank required for this. This is
none of that.
Yeah. It's a
We
affordable,
had-
fun experience.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, and that's another thing. We were talking about like efficiency, right? It excels in Blender. It's more power efficient. It's a good versatility card. But if you are doing, like you were saying, things like COD or things that you really want, you want a high refresh rate. And maybe don't care so much about resolution or graphics power, this is a great choice, not just for its affordability, but also because it's going to save you money in the long run.
Yeah, absolutely. You're talking about, again, just a good value, especially for any titles like that, where you might be looking for some of those small competitive advantages, but you're not looking to try to run 700 FPS in say Overwatch or something of that nature. You're needing to hit that higher refresh rate to benefit from the smoothness in gameplay. And again, NVIDIA has been good about adding new features or making sure that they're implemented in newer games as they come out. So shout out for things like NVIDIA Reflex to lower system latency and give you that little bit of advantage, or NVIDIA G-Sync to kind of smooth out the gameplay. And that's something that's also becoming more and more prevalent across a lot of like mainstream products. So we've got like tough gaming monitors and stuff, and you can pick up one of those for $200, sometimes less, especially depending on the sales going on. And you're talking 1080p, 165 hertz, and G-Sync compatible around that $200 price point. And you can pair something like that with one of these 4060 cards, and you're going to have a lot of these extra little benefits added in. And again, it's something that for a pretty reasonable price, especially for a full setup, it's not unattainable. It's not the
For sure.
top of the line 4090 system where you can start to spend a lot of money on everything. And granted, the experience is phenomenal. I've gotten to, thanks to enjoying the work that I do, get to experience some of that and see it firsthand. And it's the dream setup. It's something that I'm slowly working towards, but you can still get an amazing experience, especially in those esports titles where you're probably not looking to run, say, like Counter-Strike when it comes out at 4K. You're looking at 1080p. Some people even run less. Some people are running 720p because they're focused purely on the smoothness of the gameplay and having just enough detail to see what's going on. So it's going to be excellent in that aspect.
First of all, thank you. Yeah, that's a very well put, more eloquently than I could. I had a question here. Oh, two questions. One says, how fast of a monitor, like minimum, should you pair with a 4060?
That's I will generally vouch for targeting around like 144 hertz. I'd actually would probably say even like 120 is probably a good baseline these days. But for the most part, monitors are starting at like the 144 hertz and going up versus like 120 or something. So given the prices and everything, I know that there's always been kind of the mainstream like 60 hertz minimum, and that is definitely a good target, especially for the gameplay itself to go for. But faster refresh monitors are becoming so easily attainable. Again, there's plenty of like the tough gaming monitors on Newegg around the $200 price point, and it's worth spending that little bit extra to get, say, 144 or 165 hertz monitor versus, say, like getting one that's 60 hertz or say an older one that might be like that 80 hertz or 90, 95 hertz, some of those other odd setups, especially if you're going to be running a newer graphics card and it's going to have that power to run a lot of games at that 100, 144 or even higher refresh rates. So that would be my recommendation. Look at, obviously always what's in your budget, but look at that 165 hertz, 144 hertz range, especially for like 1080p and stuff, and start your search there. And then also always keep in mind that like monitors don't really like go bad or degrade. Like, sure, in 20 years it may not function anymore or something. Though we've also seen people run them a lot longer than that. Yeah. But like 1080p hasn't gone anywhere. 4K is now a thing people strive for, but 1080p hasn't gone anywhere.
Yeah.
And when you sit a monitor on a desk, you're not like getting further and further away from it. So there's not this inherent need to worry that like in a generation or two, 1080p is somehow not going to be acceptable anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So a monitor, whatever you put into it, you're going to be able to get a lot of lifetime out of it. So going ahead and choosing one and maybe spending a little bit more of your budget in that area and having something that's going to continue to scale with future hardware is never necessarily a bad idea.
Absolutely. Yeah, we highly recommend future-proofing around here. When you have the advantage, if you're going to upgrade anyway, if you can, make the upgrade that's going to last you the longest time going forward, right? We had lots of people in the chat, a couple people asking for an Asus ultra-wide curved monitor. That's all I'm just relaying conversation.
So we do actually have quite a few of those. If I remember correctly, I don't know the model number off the top of my head, but I believe we have a Tough Gaming one that's still in production. It might be on the Newegg site, but I know that we have a new, if I remember correctly, an OLED one coming up as well. That's going to be a curved ultra-wide monitor. I think it's a 49-inch, if I remember correctly. So.
Oof.
People can be looking forward to that. Don't have an ETA on it, but for those of you asking, there is something coming along those lines.
Well, thank you for that insight. And Bryson asks a great question that we've touched on a little bit, but I would love to hear your answer. What's the difference between regular Asus and Tough Gaming?
So Asus, for the most part, will focus on a bit more subdued styling. And you'll find it in stuff like the dual series where, you know, it's like its namesake, a dual fan cooling solution. And you'll find it in like the Prime versus the Tough Gaming motherboards and stuff that usually Prime is more dedicated towards like very mainstream and providing just an excellent value all around. Tough Gaming will start to add things like, obviously the aesthetic differences, but improving on things like connectivity. Usually the Tough Gaming boards you'll find a bit more robust like USB setup. For motherboards in particular, you'll find like a little bit more heavy duty VRM solution. This typically applies to the graphics cards and stuff as well. And then for the graphics card specifically, you'll find like it'll be a triple fan solution versus dual fan solution. So the cooling itself is also more robust, which means for higher tier cards, that they can run a bit quieter and cooler, but that also applies even for like say a 4060. So while it might help more and even like be a bit more noticeable in some of those higher tier like cards where it's pumping out more heat, even in the lower cards, especially if anyone's like sound sensitive, for example. I have a friend who's all about silence because he does things like recording.
Sure.
And so for him, he tends to go after cards like Tough Gaming or Strix because the triple fan solution means that it's going to run a bit more quiet for his needs.
Sure.
So that's kind of the main difference, is just usually the features and some of the robustness and like power delivery, things of that nature are what's bumped up. And then again, aesthetics like adding RGB to the Tough Gaming like graphics cards and motherboards versus where like the Prime and the Dual series tend to not have that.
Fantastic. Thank you for that. Again, explaining things far better than I ever could. We have a lot of people in the chat who are excited about this. God, we had one question that I wanted to throw your way. But also, folks, I wanted to remind everyone that all of these products, all of these deals that we're talking about, they're all available in the shopping cart. If you're on TikTok, it's right down there at the bottom left by your chat. Just look to the left of the chat bar. It's right there. You'll see all the cool deals from Asus down there. The 4060 that someone's going to win later on should be in there. We got a 4060 Ti. All amazing products from Asus across all lineups.
Like
that sexy thing.
This right here, this is what you have a chance to win. So be excited, be happy. Make sure to give some love to Newegg as well for this.
I'm gonna Brosidon, that's a great name. Brosidon says, we need more RGB. There is no shortage of RGB with Asus. I have seen plenty.
This is true. I have surprisingly seen people that want even more RGB. I don't know where we would put more RGB, but I have seen people asking for more. So
I want to see.
Just a quick shout out. We're always taking in feedback into consideration. So comments like this, always let us know, and it's something that we collect and take seriously. So even if this is not enough RGB with RGB here and RGB here for you, it's something that we look into. So you can stay tuned for future stuff and see how that comes about.
Fantastic. Bryson says, my whole PC is decked out in Strix. Thank you, Bryson. That's an incredible thank you to whoever hopped in the shopping cart. When you hop, I hop. Luan Noob Power says, I'm using an Asus PC. And, Beastkiller54X over on Twitch. You got to type Asus Takeover in the TikTok chat if you want to be qualified to win. Let's see. My first motherboard was an Asus. 2 people in the shopping cart. Oh, my goodness. Another Bryson. Let's go. Yeah, double Bryson time. Let's see. Eric asks, what do you know about the ROG phone releases? What do we have to look forward to?
Honestly, I'm not nearly as well versed with the phone products. I've just not had the time to get to play around with those nearly as much. But I do know that if you're talking about mobile gaming, that's something that they're heavily focused on and definitely excel at. And then, we even offer some additional products like extra little cooling solutions and things of that nature. We offer some controller solutions that pair to those. So if you're looking for like a top of the line mobile gaming experience, then definitely give it a shot. I don't believe you will be disappointed in that, and I believe you can go check out some of the reviews available that speak to that even better than I can.
Serafita in the chat says, we have an ROG Phone 7, I think, and it's been really great so far. King of Anime says, interesting. Asus is really like a full, they're a full brand. They've got it from top to bottom, every angle. You're covering computing and gaming and just kind of digital entertainment. It's really impressive, and that's, we're very fortunate to have Jake with all of his information about the PC components lineup, the phone series is like a whole nother thing. It's just very impressive to me.
Again, that's definitely one of my favorite things. I kind of mentioned and alluded to it before, but when I talked about having a full setup, I did mean a full setup. Like, it's not just your PC setup, but it's if you want your laptop to match and your phone to match, guess what? It can. You can literally match all your tech stuff together. You match your router and everything else too. Like, you can literally match all your gear. And that's something that I really appreciate as someone heavily invested into the aesthetics of stuff.
Well, and I also the other part that really kind of blows me away about Asus and about this card in particular, the 4060, is Asus is the leader. Like, they lead the pack when it comes to computer components and full systems and monitors and all this stuff. Like, Asus is at the top in pretty much every category, but they still. You are they are you, still make affordable parts. Like, you haven't left anyone behind. No one cannot afford to enter into the Asus gaming network because it's quality, and again, your aesthetics match every component, every level, but so do your prices. And I think that's really cool. We have, first of all, I have to ask everyone in the room a very serious question. Do you feel the rhythm? Do you feel the rhyme? Should we get on up? It's bobsled time because Cool Runnings is in the chat, and Cool Runnings says that Asus is the GOAT. You got Cool Runnings blessing, that's not nothing. And then Eric says Asus is the Hippo, which around here, Hippo is even better than GOAT, so.
Well, there we go. I think that says everything we need to. I don't know that I even need to be here anymore. Like he's covered everything.
There's really not that much else to cover. It's great. We're very excited to have these 4060. Can you hold the one that people are going to win up again? Just show the fine folks.
I would love to. I would love
Golly.
to. This beauty is what you're going to get a chance to win. And again, even nice full solid aluminum backplate, triple fan cooler, beautiful styling.
It almost looks like it says Riz on the back, but it's ROG. Basically the same thing.
Close enough.
Everyone say, yeah, holy moly, I need. Damn, that's beautiful. Jason Gaming says, thanks Asus for my white Strix 4090. I have the white 4090 version of that card. It's so sleek.
I'm so jealous of that one. That's the one that I'm like really, really want. And it's unfortunately a little bit too popular. They keep going out of stock too quickly.
Well, I mean, it's high in demand. We have several. One of our viewers is a content creator who brags all the time about their Asus 4090. It's really cool to see people like start their journey and continue their journey. And brand loyalty is always cool to see, but the passion that I see Asus inspire in their gamers, in their builders, is unlike. I don't see brand loyalty like I see Asus brand loyalty. It's really cool. Well, hey, and Ace also adds in a heapo. Guys, and David Franklin says that made me riz myself.
Oh my goodness.
Do the thing, and
I'm leaving that comment alone.
Wise by Design says, dude, the things I would do for a 4090. Thank you, whoever hopped in the shopping cart. My first PC was an Asus built by Newegg. And Brown Man says,
choice.
if you're good, you're good. Guys,
I mean, I can speak to the brand loyalty here. I literally started as basically a fanboy and someone who enjoyed the products, and now I work at the company that I fanboyed for. So it's I can literally speak to that experience of going through the generations and the products, and going from somebody who just enjoyed them to now doing this because I enjoyed it so much.
that's amazing. Like, it's like grassroots all the way up. It's something that's very cool. And I love our time together, Jake, but also I don't get this from any other brand, right? Like, no other brand comes on the show excited to talk about their product, excited to interact with our viewers and answer their questions. Hambo says, I love my Asus motherboard. Joe Shepler says it's gorgeous. And Brown Man says, it's a dream job when you're working for what you like.
That's absolutely true. That is absolutely true. Like, all jokes aside, I got started because a friend got me into DIY PC, and he was a fan of, Asus products, particularly the ROG lineup. And so I got into it, and I was like, oh, this stuff looks really cool. I like it. I like it sitting on, like, my desk. And that got me into even some of the gaming, because Asus has been kind of at the forefront of some product innovation too. So when the first 34-inch curved ultrawides came out, I had to have one, and it's just been kind of a like love and growth process from there. And I literally started off because I enjoyed the stuff and wanted other people to enjoy what I enjoyed, and I posted it in Facebook groups. And that started this whole journey to now sitting here, getting to still share the love with you guys and the community, but doing it as like an actual Asus rep and not just random stranger in Facebook group.
I mean, but that even speaks more to Asus's credit and the ROG Strix and all that it is. It's, not to sound cliche, it's made for gamers, by the people who fell in love with Asus and fell in love with the quality of their components, the tech that they innovate, and everything that you guys do. just like you are the proof. You are the person who is just like our folks watching right there, who love Asus and love gaming and love PC building and getting their hands dirty. Well, not too dirty, because you don't want dirty hands when you're building your PC. But getting in there and working with it. And you were just one of them, and now you're right there telling them about what's great with the new Asus products. Jake has a dream job, everyone's saying.
I definitely enjoy it. It's fun to be here, and it's fun to do what I do. So there's no complaints there. And honestly, like, if you guys have any other questions as well, I know we've already talked and kind of covered a lot, but please feel free to ask anything. That is why I'm here. It's not just to brag about the products and doing what I enjoy. It's also to kind of help answer your questions and give you the information you need.
Yeah, and Bryson's asking, what do you do about a GPU that sags? There are definitely brackets for that. There's all sorts of solutions for that type of. And I mean, in many cases, you could vertically mount if you really wanted to.
Yeah, definitely a lot of options for that. Not for the 4060 series, but I believe it's 4060 Ti and up. The Tough Gaming and Strix cards will actually come with a little dual purpose. You can use it as a screwdriver, but it's also a GPU like extendable support brace. So that will work for some solutions. But we've also got things like it's the Hercule X, it's an actual like stand. It's got like RGB and stuff on the side. So we make dedicated pieces for that as well, for support braces. And then, as you mentioned, vertical mounting is also always a solution. So depending on like what case you're building in, what you're wanting to do, any of those are valid options. And in some cases even will come with some support, like little brackets and stuff built in as well to kind of keep the graphics card braced. So take your pick.
Yeah, and Bryson actually brings up something that I was going to say. A lot of people 3D print kickstands for their GPUs, and that's awesome. I've seen really cool things like that. We have a Vivi build in the work. Vivi's our VTuber here on TikTok and Twitch, but she just had her own build made, and I think we've discussed doing a 3D print of her to hold up the GPU in her PC. I don't know where that landed, but
I was just about to mention that and say shout out to everybody using things like the Funko Pop figures to hold up the cards. Or another personal favorite of mine is little just stacks of Legos put together as a brace. Those are also fantastic.
And people
please keep it up
because
there's so much good new material.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. People, I've seen cases built out of Legos, and I love when people, they love saying, building a computer is Legos for grown-ups, right? It's just putting it all together.
Oh, it is.
Making it make sense.
It 100% is. I thought it was a joke until I did it myself, and I was like, this feels far too familiar.
Were you a Lego guy growing up?
Oh yeah. I spent way too much of my parents' money, God bless their souls, for supporting my addiction, but spent way too much money getting too many Legos growing up. The only reason I don't still do it is because it's a choice of like more Legos or more PC parts, and I'm like team more PC parts right now.
Yeah.
But still love some Legos.
I mean, if you're going to choose between which you're going to spend your money on, I would lean toward PC parts. Eldon Post asks, will Asus venture into CPU cooling?
I don't know if you mean that different than we already do, because we have a lot of AI cores as well. So we've not got more recently updated ones, but we've got like Tough Gaming even. Mm-hmm. So we've got coolers for both the Tough Gaming and the ROG lineup. We launched not too long ago the Ryu 3. It's got like 8th gen Asetek, updated cooling, updated radiator, stuff like that. And then we are in the process of launching the Ryu Gen 3, which comes with a screen. So if you're wanting to like display graphics and things of that nature, you've now got, a sizable display to do that. So that one's in process of launching. We definitely offer CPU cooling if that's what you're referring to, as like AO coolers and things of that nature.
Yeah, I was pretty sure I had seen, because I love the ROG. I love the ROG logo, and I'm pretty sure I've seen at least one AIO that has a rotatable water block so that the ROG, the logo is always right side up.
Yeah, that's most of the products that we have are because they utilize a screen on it. Like any of the graphics and stuff on there can actually be like rotated, so you can kind of orient the like hoses and tubing how you need to make sure it's fitting both cleanly and nicely, but also just physically fits in whatever setup you've got. But then still be able to rotate the logo, or it doesn't even have to be the ROG logo. If you want to do a different logo on there, just a personal logo, or if you're wanting to do some kind of like design that appeals to you, those are also options. Whether it's like the Ryu 3 or we're talking about the new Ryujin 3 that's launching.
Fantastic. Well, hey, I'm going to open it up for more questions in a sec here, Jake, but is there anything else that you definitely want to share with us before we hop off? And in just about 30 minutes, someone's going to win that 4060, that gorgeous 4060 GPU.
I think we've talked about most of the things that I really wanted to make sure people are aware of today. Just that, obviously at $300, you're getting a lot of value out of it. Whether you're talking about gaming, especially 1080p sports people are going to really benefit from this, or people playing some more mainstream titles that are not like AAA graphics, cyberpunk-esque, even though that actually does run really well in 1080p. But this is going to crush Diablo 4 at 1440p and be perfectly fine for that stuff, that nature. And then also the productivity side. So anyone needing dual purpose really gets benefit out of it, and some of the new tech involved. So I wanted to make sure people, were aware of that, and just kind of some of the like Asus gear that we've got coming out. Even if you're on the Strix series, we're still going to have one of those. And again, this is exactly what you can be winning. So, the ROG like Strix lovers aren't left out in the cold, and if they're wanting to get in for the 4060 as well. So that was the big thing, and I just want to make sure that while it's fun for me to be able to join in on the stream and everything, it's also, we can do this because you guys join in on the stream. Like, you guys are why we get to be here and do this. So thank you to all who are here, all the Asus love and support. That's always going to be well received by me, but also just asking questions and being involved, because again, I'm here because this is what I enjoy doing and talking with you guys.
Jake, I'm so grateful that you decide to spend time with us anytime you do. We'll have to do many more of these, because I love when you come on and you explain people. And everyone loves it as well. Like, people are going nuts for you in the chat. So I just can't thank you enough, and I can't thank Asus enough. Like, big ups, big hearts. Thank you so much, everybody. Give it up for Jake, everybody.
Always happy to be
Thank
here.
you, Jake.
Thank you for having me.
Oh my God, we're so proud of you. Your mom should be proud of you. You
Mom,
have done
I
your
made it.
ancestors proud.
Wait. What's Jake's favorite ice cream?
Mom's going to be so
Jake,
proud.
Jake, we need to
Yes.
know your favorite ice cream.
My favorite ice cream.
So let me give you some.
That definitely.
Let me just give you some background to this. We found out earlier today
Okay.
that there is like a Haagen-Dazs Zodiac out there. Like, there's a whole list of
Okay.
personality traits that are linked to different ice cream flavors. I, for example, said that my favorite it's a little bougie. I like butter pecan. I like butter pecan ice cream. Apparently, that
Pecan's
means
pretty
that
good.
I am a total people pleaser. So that's the kind of predictions we're getting.
So what happens when you're the person that likes the like random flavors that you don't normally get? Like,
We've heard, well, again, mine was butter pecan. We've heard chocolate peanut butter. We've heard Rocky Road. We've heard rainbow sherbet.
I mean, I'm normally pretty basic and like a peach sorbet kind of guy, but I've also had some of the like random like milk and honey flavors and stuff before
Yeah.
too, and those have been pretty good. So I'm like,
There's a place.
I don't know that I necessarily have a specific one that I go to, but probably like either good homemade peach, like good homemade peach ice cream, or like peach sorbet or something is probably my usual
All right, Joe.
go-to out of the like more generic flavors.
Peach. Peach is the flavor we need to know. I must know what Ben and Jerry think of.
If we're talking about Ben and Jerry, I think I'm supposed to reference the meme of the thermal paste ice cream with RGB bits.
Oh yeah, nom nom nom. You can never put too much on.
Don't actually go eat thermal paste. That's toxic. Don't do that.
Don't. Although it would be funny to do like a thermal paste and chips, like processor chips, and it's chocolate chips.
Delicious.
Name, we got you. Jason Gaming, if you want to win that 4060, all you have to do is come over to TikTok and enter Asus Takeover in the TikTok chat. Did we find an answer?
Yeah, you're fun and you know how to live it up.
Woo! That's what I would have guessed about Jake.
I don't know about the live it up because I'm like my live it up is my coffee or something at like 2 a.m. playing Diablo 4. So I mean to me that's living it up.
I gotta tell you, I had the rare chance. My wife was still in New York. I came back early so that I could like work and have a job and watch our dogs, and she stayed there to spend more time with her parents. So I had a weekend alone. When I tell you that I played Diablo 4 for like 12 hours straight. Oh my, I started that druid that day at like level 20, and I think I ended at like 42. Like, I grinded. And I'm really liking druid.
Yeah, I've had some of those days. Not yet with Diablo 4. I haven't had the time to do it just yet, but I can specifically remember some game launches before. And it's one of those things where you sit down in the morning and you start playing, and at some point you realize it's getting night. But then the next thing you know, birds are chirping again, and you're like, "But why is it night outside again?"
Yeah,
I've had my moments.
Yeah, that only happens with
living
me
it up.
when I'm playing video games or I'm in Vegas. Those are the two times that all of a sudden it's like I should go to bed, and it's noon the next day.
Well, there are some titles coming out later this year that I'm like, I wonder if it's a valid work excuse to take off for this. So we'll find out soon enough.
What are you looking at?
Ooh, I'd even have to look at the list. It's stuff coming out later this year. Diablo's been taking my my attention so far. Definitely, see, I'm only like I just turned level 4 the other day, so I've still got my grinding to do, and I'm like level 5 on my druid, so that's my
Nice.
focus at the moment.
Yeah.
And I've kind of put everything else to the side so I don't get like too distracted and can focus on my Diablo 4, but I know that there's been some titles being discussed that I was like, when I saw it, I was like, oh, I need to be paying attention to that and see if it's gonna live up to some hype.
Well, okay, I got one more question because I love this question, and then we'll let you go. Smort, which is another great username, asks, "What's your favorite Fallout game?"
Ooh.
Think you ever hopped in the shopping cart?
I'd probably have to say New Vegas, because I started during Fallout 3 and
Yes.
thoroughly enjoyed it. And New Vegas to me felt like a little bit more and better of that. 4 wasn't bad, but I felt like I didn't get enough of it. I felt like 3 and New Vegas lasted a bit longer than 4 did. And I wasn't as crazy about the settlement stuff in 4. I really just wanted to run around and like shoot radioactive scorpions, like basic Fallout stuff. So I'm probably going to give that one to New Vegas. But we'll see, because I'm assuming at some point like a Fallout 5 or new something will come out, since 76 is getting a few years old now, I think. So I'm curious what the next one will be.
Absolutely, and I have to say, you chose New Vegas because you're a connoisseur and an intelligent person, because that is the correct answer. Fallout New Vegas is the correct answer. All other answers
It is.
inferior.
Like,
And
maybe
one last
we'll
question. I know I said that was the last question, but then my friend, and I forgive me, I'm not being rude. I'm just saying his name, Crazy Fuzzy Balls 69. He wants to know if you stream.
So, soon. We will be doing some actual game streams for the ASUS channels. Rather, we actually already do. And another Jake, incidentally, streams from our ROG channel regularly. But I'm actually going to be doing some streaming as well, because while he does a lot of gameplay and stuff and kind of showcases some of our hardware, we want to be able to discuss kind of some of what we've been discussing today, that
Sure.
you know, the performance in games. Like, so if you get a 4060 like this, what are you actually going to be seeing in games? So sometime, I think roughly mid-July, we're going to be starting with Diablo. After season 1 kind of kicks off and some of the changes and stuff have been implemented, we'll be doing kind of a showcase of not only the gameplay, but also, you know, 4060, 4060 Ti, 4070, like, what are you needing for, say, 4K for Diablo 4? What do you need for 1080p gaming or 1440p? And, you know, DLSS 3, is it, you know, smoke and mirrors? What does it actually do? Like, and getting to explain some of this stuff kind of live and chat with people during it, and, you know, actually answer some of those questions that may not always be there in some of the reviews and stuff, for example. So yeah, I will actually be streaming for some of this stuff before too long, and then we'll be branching into some of the other games coming out later in the year, and approaching either some titles people may not know about as much and should potentially look at picking up, and then also, you know, all the popular titles and stuff too coming out.
Fantastic. One last thing. First of all, Daddy Monk says he loves you. And then
Love you too,
also, Gunario says they would love to see a PC building stream, and I'd love to see that too. I think that's something Newegg and Asus should talk about. I'd love to do a stream where we just took you through piece by piece and showed you how to build an Asus PC with all these amazing components.
Oh, absolutely. That I'd be more than happy to do that. Kind of help educate everyone, and, you know, kind of go through, you know, why some of the parts are being picked too. Because sure, we offer Strix and we offer all these different things, but there's a lot of thought that should go into choosing what's best for you, and, you know, choosing what's right for the job too. You know, if you're trying to run, you know, Overwatch at 1080p, you may not need a 4090. You might still like a 4090. Most people would still like a 4090, but it may not always be a need. So picking what's going to be best for you and your setup, I'm always down to be part of that, and, you know, help make sure people are going to be happy with their purchases.
Well, I would love to help you with that sometime too, Jake. We'll have to set that up. I'm excited about it. Everybody, give it up for Jake. Jake, thank you so much for your time with us. I really appreciate you, bud.
No, thank you.
I'm going to go try and
again.
talk to these fine folks about a few more amazing Asus products and some of the great deals you set us up with. So thank you so much. Everybody, give it up for Jake.
Thanks, everyone.
We'll see you
Enjoy
around the
rest
next
of the
time,
stream.
pal.
Good luck
Take care.
to the future winners.
Yeah! Show them that card one more time before we let you go. There it is.
There you go. This right here.
In all its
Strix RTX
glory.
4060.
Whew! All right. Thank you, Jake.
Have a good time, everyone.
Take care, bud. We'll see you around. All right, everybody. Woo! Well, hey, we've got another surprise for you. It's Ellie Glitch!
Hey, everybody!
Ellie Glitch has been waiting patiently while I just geek out with a
Jake from Asus
Jake,
Farm.
and he's given us, look, we've got a 4060 here, but this isn't even the one you're going to be winning. The 4060 you'll be winning is the ROG Strix version, which is even sexier.
Do we have
It's
the
cool.
thing to look at?
We have pictures.
We have pictures of the thing to look at.
Uh,
Speaking of pictures of things to look at, I was looking at what we were talking about today on
Yeah.
live. I'm drooling over the touchscreen.
I know,
It's like
right?
half off, and I'm obsessed.
Absolutely. BeastKiller54X over on Twitch. There's probably only 14 people watching on Twitch right now.
Oh,
but we got a
yeah.
lot of people watching on TikTok, and we got some people watching on YouTube. We got people watching on Twitter, on Facebook,
And
on
by the
our
way,
own app and our webpage.
If you want to win what we were talking about just right now, you have to be on TikTok.
Yeah, guys.
So that's why everyone's over there having a good time.
You
Chatting
gotta
it
be
up.
on TikTok. You gotta type Asus Takeover in the TikTok chat. And folks, if you're on TikTok, check the shopping cart right down there to the left of the chat bar. You'll see everything that we're talking about right in there. Beastkiller 54X, you got time. It only takes we're only 20 minutes
20
away. But it only takes a few seconds to sign up for TikTok.
It's true.
Thank you to whoever's in the shopping cart. Every time you hop in the shopping cart, I
You
hop.
hop?
Literally.
I hop, you hop, we get pancakes?
We're gonna reach 1,000 viewers in 20 minutes. We'll
Yeah,
see.
we are. Oh, don't worry about it. We absolutely will.
Crazy Fuzzy Ball 69 Nice. I'm so
Hey.
proud of you for behaving. You did a very good job. Guys, coming up. Actually, I'm gonna give you 1 second
Give me
to
a
just
whole
to
second.
just read over that for our fine folks. I'm gonna go
Absolutely.
fix my headphone.
Your headphone hair? That's cool, that's cool. Well, this sounds like we have the Asus ROG Strix GeForce RTX 4080 White Edition. It's the gaming graphics card. Why don't we, yep, you were on it. So this graphics card is 16 gigabyte, 256-bit GDDR6X with 9728, 9728 CUDA cores, boost clock speeds of
Do you want me on this side?
Yes, I do.
Aha.
I have a weird, I don't know why, I like this side. With boost clock speeds of 2,505 megahertz.
Megahertz.
With 2 HDMI 2.1 and 3 DisplayPort 1.4, fits in your PCIe 1.4. What am I saying? Fits in your
4.0.
PCIe 4.0 slot, and right now it's $40 off, which makes it $1509.99.
That's an incredible price, and also look at that cool little line of RGB on
Right?
the end. I love, like, I don't love every all-white bill. I don't love all white components that I've seen. This is really sleek, and I do love that subtle RGB hint at the base.
So what you're saying is it's not all white.
I mean, it's all white.
An all white bill.
It's not
all
great.
white.
It's all white. Eric, can I get a Scooby snack? Now that Ben is on this, yeah.
Ah!
Thank you for whoever hopped in the shopping cart.
No, if my knees weren't gonna give out on me like I'm an 80-year-old, I'd be.
We can
jumping
clearly
too.
see the countdown. It's because I'm short.
And now I'm tall, so now you can't see it. Ha ha ha. ha.
Gritty right now. I don't remember.
I don't know. How does one? It's like- it's
you
this
you
one,
just
right?
know.
I'm kidding.
You just. I'm doing it behind the table. Just
Yeah.
like, oh my
Oh,
god.
nailed it. Looks
Wow,
so
I'm
good.
gritty and so hard.
Oh, well done.
Golly.
Hey, what you missed such a show.
Yeah. Thanks
what
to
a-
whoever hopped in the shopping
It's gonna
cart.
get a heck of a workout. Listen, if everybody hops in, if all 180 of you jump in the shop right now, we get him to do 180 jumps. Go, 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 go.
See, I'm
go.
flossing.
That was such a spirited hop that your head went completely into
Oh, question mark, question mark.
Yeah.
This is Trine Reynolds.
Thank you to whoever. Yes. Or I'm
Also known as Wait Wilson.
Kirk. I'm Kirkland Ryan Reynolds. Ryan Rentals. Tryan Reynolds.
Trine is rental.
Nostalgic Black Guy, welcome back, guy. I saw your question earlier. I'm sorry I missed it. But hey,
my
I was
God.
talking about you earlier because I was talking about how you brag about your 40 series, your 4090.
Yeah. How's that going?
Wait,
I think we
Ryan
haven't-
Reynolds.
I think we haven't
Spawn
seen
Wave.
Nostalgic Black Guy for a hot minute because that 4090 is just going so well. And
Absolutely.
all they're doing is chilling on their gamer.
Guys, Ryan.
Detective Pikachu.
Detective Pikachu. That's right.
Did Ryan
Man,
Reynolds
that
do
movie's-
the like Pika?
I don't think he did.
He should have.
He was like, "Hey, son,
I
you
would
should
have
get
loved
Wrexham.
nothing
You should
more.
watch Wrexham and drink some gin."
Can you, as Ryan Reynolds, be just Pikachu for half a second? Can you just give me a Pika in his voice?
Pika.
That perfect. That's what we needed. That's all we needed in this world. The other thing I need in this
Pikachu.
world is this pillow.
Yeah, that ROG pillow.
I know it's silly, but it's the perfect hugging. Like, it's such a comfort pillow. It's so. I want it. Here,
Daddy.
Asus, I want the pillow.
Daddy Monk, thank you. Costco Ryan. Yeah, Kirkland.
yeah.
Yeah, just as good.
It's the Ryan Reynolds you ordered off of Wish.
Blake, I think Gamer Nexus does. He does a great job. He always finds something to complain about, but that's fine. That's kind of his brand. Coming up, guys, just as a reminder, this is a celebration of the launch of the 4060 from Asus. And to celebrate, not only did they pack our shopping bag full of amazing Asus products at incredible prices, but also they gave us a 4060 ROG Strix 4060 GPU that someone's gonna win.
Right there.
In like 18 minutes. Someone is gonna win that. You gotta be here though. If we say your name and you're not here, we move on. We call someone else.
And listen, you should check out everything that's in that shopping bag because I was looking at it, and as somebody currently looking for new laptop and new monitors, oh buddy, they've got a 27-inch 4K monitor in there, and I'm sitting here drooling over everything that exists. I'm just ruining tech with water everywhere. It's fine. I also really want that laptop.
Absolutely. Hey guys, we got one more GPU to go over. This is the Asus TUF Gaming Radeon RX 7900 XTX Overclock Edition. This is a 24 gig 384-bit GDDR6 GPU with a game clock speed of 2,455 megahertz and a boost clock speed of 2,615 megahertz. One HDMI 2.1 and 3 DisplayPort 2.1s. PCIe 4.0. It's just $1,209.99.
Boing.
Thank you to whoever hopped in the shopping cart.
And listen, Lando, you don't got to be anxious. You got to be like Lando. Just chill. You can get through this. I believe in you. It's got about 16 minutes left.
Now here's a Colt 45.
Now here's
Is that the girl from Mythbusters?
I'll
see
take
that.
it.
Yeah,
Sure.
absolutely.
5-second countdown. Wait. And we all hop in the car. I'm with Eric. 5-second countdown, and then all 190 of you jump in the car. We're getting 190 jumps out of this man.
I'll
right
jump
here.
190 times. Say I won't.
1, 2, 3.
You won't. They'll be imperceptibly small jumps. I'm doing it right now.
Oh wow. He's got so much lift.
Well, why do you think I got married?
There it is.
Asus TUF Gaming NVIDIA GeForce RTX 4070 Overclock Edition. It definitely wasn't for my personality. $45 off. This is a 12 gig 192-bit GDDR6 device with 5,888 CUDA cores with a boost clock speed of 2,580 megahertz, one HDMI 2.1, 3 DisplayPort 1.4a. $45 off makes it just $634.99.
Don't miss out because these deals are going away at midnight. No, I like Daddy
sorry.
Monk's comment. He got that turbulent. What graphics cards are we
Somebody
giving
is
away?
going to win a 4060, an ROG 4060 GPU. Completely, all you got to do is stick around.
And make sure that you write Asus Takeover only once in the TikTok chat. Do not spam. We got enough people on this. I promise. You say it once. You are on our brains? I don't know.
ZK Caleb says, finally, my favorite host, the girl.
Happy to be known.
Thank you to whoever hopped in the shopping cart. Will it run Roblox 4K max settings? Probably.
I don't know. You tell us. Why don't you get it and we'll find out.
Yeah, just like you'll find out about the Asus Dual GeForce RTX 3060 White Overclock Edition.
This doesn't look like that color.
We actually have this one here, which makes me think it's probably not that one. We're going to just talk about it. 12 gig, 192-bit, 3,584 CUDA cores. It has a core clock of 1320 megahertz, a boost clock of 1867 megahertz, one HDMI 2.1 and 3 DisplayPort 1.4As. It's just $399.99 right down there in that shopping cart, everybody.
Your favorite host is the guy with glasses. That absolutely does not narrow it down. Hey, so it must be you.
Hey. Thank you, rice pudding. I love rice pudding.
And Lando, here's the real question. Will it run Minesweeper hard? Yes.
Yeah, thank you whoever hopped in the shopping cart. It'll run Minesweeper at 8K.
Wow.
Yeah.
It will sweep your mind. Second favorite person who burns under the light of the moon. Wow.
Well, that's just because of the gypsy curse. Okay, so you're not supposed to say that.
You're
word
not,
anymore. I'm
that's
sorry.
okay.
That Romani curse.
You finally got your live. Hey, welcome, Buggy
Hey,
Girl.
congratulations, Buggy Girl!
Welcome back. You came at the right time. We have an Asus takeover happening right now, so make sure that you type in Asus takeover once in that TikTok chat right there, so you can be added for the chance to win.
Absolutely.
What's our favorite theory?
The relativity.
There, I know. I was.
I mean, I guess it's all relative.
Nice.
Thank you. It would have been
Matt
better if I
John.
would have said, "What's my favorite theory?" That's relative.
It's relative. Yeah.
Yeah.
Funny.
But I wasn't thinking because I've been jumping too much.
Yeah. Well, it's all of the blood keeps jumping back and forth between your
It's
head and your
shooting
feet.
down. My poor heart. Coming up, guys, we've got the Asus NVIDIA GeForce RTX 3060 Ti Overclock Edition. This is an 8GB 256-bit GDDR6X device with 4,864 CUDA cores. It has a core clock speed of 1,410 megahertz, a boost clock speed of 1,710 megahertz,
Boosted.
1 HDMI 2.1, and 3 DisplayPort 1.4As. It is $20 off, making it just $339.99 right down there in yonder shopping cart.
And hey, thanks for the dancing cactus. That was adorable. And
Oh, I missed it.
Swede, you want it? You got it. It's right there.
It's right there. And hey, folks, remember, some of these are great deals, but $339.99, not all of us can just drop that at the drop of a hat.
Nope.
What you could do is you could buy it with Zip. And instead of having to pay all $339.99 plus tax and shipping now, you pay 1/4 of that price now. You pay the other 3/4 spread out across 3 more paychecks. It makes buying cool stuff like this a lot more reasonable and digestible. It doesn't have any interest and it doesn't hurt your credit score. Zip is just a great way to get cool stuff now and pay while you play.
Will it play Oregon Trail? No, because it died of dysentery.
I got bit by a snake.
How
Yeah!
fast-
Thank you, whoever hopped in the shopping cart.
The next quote was, how fast will it run snake? So well done.
So fast.
So fast. You'll never see that snake again.
Gotta go fast. Yeah, thank you, whoever
Puddin',
hopped
did
in the
you
shopping
win?
cart. It looked like I jumped that into existence.
Rice Puddin', did you win? Check is make sure you're here in about 11 minutes.
11 minutes. 11 more minutes, everybody. As a reminder, we are celebrating the launch of the 4060 GPU from Asus today. And some lucky winner is about to win one. In 11 minutes, someone who is on TikTok and has typed in Asus Takeover in the TikTok chat will win, so long as they are here. Thank you, whoever hopped in the shopping cart.
If you're not here, we move on to the next name, Bummertown, USA.
Whoa.
So much.
Can I win the Noctua cooler?
What a flex.
I would love to. I love the Noctua pieces. They are so retro cool. Let's go Newegg Live! NSS NSU! How you doing, friend? Hey, if you want a chance to win, come on over to TikTok.
You know this. You know where to be.
it. You know it. Marco DiRocco says, "Hey, I just time traveled and saw that I won. Thank you in advance."
Hey, what was your time
Man.
travel device? I have questions. Was it a clock? Was it a stop? Was it a roll? What was it?
Marco, if you thank you whoever hopped in the shopping cart. Marco, if you actually win now,
I will be so excited.
which
Burn him!
the DeLorean, duh.
Perfect. You know, you never know. It could have been a TARDIS. It could
I
have been
figure
all sorts
if
of-
you're gonna go in time, you might as well go in style.
I am so excited for the DeLorean electric cars. I can't even begin to express.
It has to be a police box, of course.
Thank you. See?
Heart of the city.
Or is it a magic school bus?
The biggest lie in cinema history is that a DeLorean could go 88.
Yeah. You
That
built a
reminds
time
me
machine out
of
a
what's your
DeLorean?
favorite superpower from a video game, and it brings up the how long would you like to sleep?
Yep. Yeah, what are your favorite parts of video games?
Yeah.
Like getting full nights of rest, healing overnight, things like that. Crazy bro. 10 more minutes.
Joe Bidia, one of the lucky people on TikTok's gonna win. So
Yes, they
you can
are.
come on over, or you stay there. It's fine. You're still watching. I'm glad you're here. Coming up next, guys, we've got the Asus Dual GeForce RTX 4070 White Overclock Edition. 12 gig 192-bit GDDR6X, 5,888 CUDA cores with a core clock speed of 2,550 megahertz, 1 HDMI 2.1, 3 DisplayPort 1.4As, $10 off makes it just $599.99 in that shopping cart right down
Don't
there.
miss out. Check out everything that we're talking about today. And hey, Crazy Fuzzy Balls, you so sweet. You went to that interview. Daddy Flannel Guy. He's not even wearing his flannel
Oh,
today.
thank you,
And you know what's
CFB. What's up?
Had I known that we were going to be hosting together today, I have special earrings for Ben specifically.
Uh-oh. Are they
Someday they may or may not.
Cool Ranch Dorito bags?
I finally found them.
And actually, if they were just Cool Ranch Doritos, that would actually look.
But
that'd
would
actually
you
be
have
kind of
known
cute.
that they were Cool Ranch?
Yeah. Thank you
Or-
for that. I would have smelled them.
You would have spelled them.
Thank you for whoever hopped in the shopping cart.
Do it again.
Yeah.
dare you.
Every time you hop in the shopping cart, I jump, and if all 200 people, two. Thank you, both of you who were in the shopping cart just then. If all 236 of you jump in the shopping cart right now,
He's gotta do
my
200.
knees will explode.
Do it. Do it. I want to
But
see.
I want to get to the 40-60
Yep.
that somebody's gonna win. I want to know what you're
wanna
thinking. Tell me.
We went to two different
Oh,
songs.
you were going
I
to.
wanna know
Can you show me? I wanna know about these
strange
strangers.
GPU.
Yeah. I also like the TikTok where it's like, hey, who was that? Phil?
Yeah.
It's like, hey, Phil, we need a movie, or we need a song for this Tarzan
don't go
movie.
too hard.
Kind of throw away. Doesn't have to be too hard. I wanna know. Can you show me? I wanna know. But
He's just going the hardest. It's great. He also has one for the Goofy movie. Like, hey,
Oh,
friends,
yeah.
we don't need you to
if we
listen to each other's heart.
we'll find the melody.
What a great.
I'm on a
every
slow GTX 1060. Hey, Raymu Days. First of all, welcome back.
Hi.
And all you have to do is write Asus Takeover right there in the TikTok chat, and you'll be entered for your chance to win, baby.
Begging the Asus and Newegg gods right now. Yes, yes. Give us your prayers.
I need the offerings. The offering I accept is attention. I just need attention.
He also needs the exercise. So maybe a couple of you hop into that shop right now.
I need.
Hey,
Yeah.
there's
Thank
one.
you, whoever hopped in the shopping cart. I take exception to the fact that I need exercise.
He wants more exercise, people.
I
Jump.
crave it. How I love the burn.
Burn, baby, burn.
Man, I never feel right until I'm sweaty and gross.
I'm standing next to it.
I've calmed down. I wasn't jumping as much during the interview. I had headphones on. But man, yeah, there was a.
Oh, hey, they're jumping.
Oh, yeah. Thank you, whoever's in the shopping
Jump
cart.
and jump.
Yeah, there you are.
What are you drinking, dude? Monster Red Bull. He does not drink either of those things. This is just our general level
I
of
don't
energy.
accept calories into my body.
Wow. Yes, this is correct, though.
Yes.
The amount of times I yell at him for not eating. Two of the sweetest shirts. Yeah, we kind of matched
Oh,
today.
thank you, Daddy Monk.
Here for this.
Actually, we do. Yeah.
Yeah, right?
I love
It
that.
was as if we planned it.
Except I don't have cats.
Yeah, that's true. I like to bring my cats wherever I go.
I have corgis, which
Yeah.
is almost as bad.
Boing.
Thank you, whoever hopped in the shopping cart. We got 5 minutes, everybody. 5 minutes. Don't go anywhere. If we call your name and you're not here to say I'm here,
Wah, wah.
then we move on. We go find the next. Yeah. Thank you,
Boing.
whoever hopped in the shopping cart.
The more Ben jumps, the taller he gets. Yes, it's loosening up the
I
muscles
actually
that's
think it
happening.
might be the opposite. Gravity might be compressing me every time I land.
Let's see here. Well, why don't Elton Post? Hey, welcome back. Imagine how many names are on the list. Many.
Many.
I mean, hey, right now we've got 300 people in the chat, and hey, we've been talking about this since 3 p.m. So if you can imagine how many people have said the thing.
Yeah.
Boing.
Thank you for whoever hopped in the shopping cart. All right, everybody. Remember, we are about to have someone win a brand new 4060 ROG Strix GPU. We are very excited. I hope you are excited too. This is actually not the one that someone's going to win. I was wrong about that too. It's an ROG Strix
Oh, you're
4060.
full of lies.
Hey, you're here already. Fantastic,
Congrats,
y'all.
Eric.
I hope you win too. Somebody's gonna. We got 4 minutes.
Someone take a 6-minute intermission, please.
Thank you for whoever hopped in the shopping cart. I love it.
I went to the Newegg stream. So cute. Hey, thanks.
Ewick.
Ewick.
Ooh,
Ewick.
ooh. Yeah, thank you whoever hopped in the shopping cart.
Gravity is just a theory. Is that valid?
To be
points all
fair,
around?
yeah.
Does anyone know what game Brooklyn's playing right now?
Oh, some horror game that she was really excited about.
Is she-
Oh, she was playing Minecraft a second ago.
She was playing Minecraft. Was she
Yeah.
playing? She wasn't. Was she playing the whatever trials?
Was that a horror game?
Yeah.
Then yes.
I can't remember the
I don't know if she's playing that right now. She was playing Minecraft when I.
Outlast Trials. Jobidia, 2 people in the car.
Oh,
Yeah.
man. Oh,
Thank you
man.
both of you. Jobidia over on Twitch. We love Twitch. Absolutely.
Absolutely.
But we got to put our focus somewhere. And we got more people watching on TikTok. So if we opened it up to everybody, there's no way to prove that it was fair. But if we keep it to one platform, we can keep it relatively fair. That's why we're here on TikTok.
And whoever said to celebrate, what the bugles? What are those? Like the celebration.
Oh,
ribbons and
horns?
stuff. Thank you. Yes. Like bugles.
Love me some Asus, says Juanita. Fantastic. And thank you,
Boing.
whoever hopped in the shopping cart. Can we get this back to type Newegg or
Yeah,
type
yeah.
Asus takeover in the TikTok chat?
We've
I-
got 3 minutes and 30 seconds, folks. Make sure you're still here.
What it? Budakwa? Yeah, Budaquana. I love Souls games. I still haven't beaten Elden Ring because I'm stuck on the fire giant.
Oh, and do you keep playing it? And like
Yes.
every hour we stick you in there.
Yeah, thank you for the whoever's in the shopping cart. Not every hour. I was playing Diablo.
Oh yeah.
But
You're
I.
like running out of breath. And listen, if my knee, I'm literally wearing a knee cast. Otherwise, I'd be going into.
Yeah.
There.
Thank you, whoever. No, don't hurt yourself.
But like, yeah, jumping on one leg, not great.
Good luck, everyone. Make sure you go over to TikTok to get in on giveaway. That's smart, wise by design, very wise.
By design.
By design. How's the 4060 compared to the 3080? Yeah!
Boing.
The 3080 is going to be the more powerful device. That's just there. It is true, but it's also going to be a much more expensive device. I will say that the 4060 is going to be more power efficient, and it's going to be an excellent multitasking GPU. So if you want to do, thank you forever hopped to the shopping cart. If you want to do some gaming, but also want to do some 3D rendering, some Blender. If you are, thank you for hopped in the shopping cart. If you are doing calculus, physics, anything like that, 2 minutes, the 4060 is an excellent choice at only $300. It's really going to save you some money too.
And also, Lando's been here
people.
since the 2 hour mark,
Two.
and that's 2 hours of watching you jump. So worth every second. Thank you, Lando.
Thank you to the 2 people who were just in the shopping cart.
Yep.
Diablo is a great game,
Keep jumping in
absolutely.
that shopping cart. Every time you jump in the shopping cart, a Ben jumps for you.
And everybody, tell me what your Diablo main is. Who do you main in Diablo? I'm Druid. I am.
1 minute 40 seconds.
Oh my God, we're getting so close, everybody. Make sure you don't go anywhere. If you're not here, if we call your name and
Boing.
you're not here, thank you, whoever hopped in the shopping cart.
Yeah, Necromancer.
Rogue. I've heard Rogue is
Necro.
the way to go.
Sorcerer.
Summoning Necro. It's better than my onboard graphics. Absolutely. Druid for life. Asus take Barbarian goes brrrr. Come on, let's go. I put
You should
Diablo
play a
sauce on my
bard
Taco
on
Bell.
Diablo.
Does that count? Absolutely. Rogue all the way. Yeah.
It'd be so funny to play a bard in Diablo. Though.
Thank you,
Just
whoever.
like persuade yourself out of boss
or you're just
battles.
like running away playing a lute, like,
Yeah.
oh my God, oh my God. All the little ragadishu. They're all chasing you.
You can stop playing that banjo music.
Thank
Yeah.
you for whoever hopped in the shopping cart. Thank you for the roses, Dane. I appreciate it very much. All right, everybody, 45 seconds. This is your last chance. If you want to get in on the chance to win, you've got to type Asus Takeover
But only
in
type
the
it in once.
TikTok chat.
Yeah, tap it in once. If you already typed it in, don't do it again.
Is there a major difference from a 4060 to a 3050? Absolutely.
Boing.
Yeah, thank you for whoever hopped in the shopping cart.
Keep doing it, folks. It's very entertaining.
Christopher, thank you for the bugle.
The
Little bugle.
Every time I hear Beagle, I just think Spider-Man.
See, I think of snacks.
10 seconds, everybody. Make sure.
8,
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It's time! It's time that we decide a winner. I'm going to give everybody 30 more seconds to type Asus Takeover. I'm going to give you all. Thank you, whoever hopped in the shopping cart.
We are the world times 3.
Woo! All right, guys, we're going to give you 30 more seconds. Type, if you haven't already, type Asus Takeover in the TikTok chat. Thank you to whoever is in the shopping cart. Every time
Hey,
you hop
guys,
in there,
jump
I
there.
hop in there.
The fire. I'm here for the fire.
Here for
Bring on the
fire! Remember, everybody, you have to put Asus Takeover in the TikTok chat.
Jump twice.
Thank you to the 2 people, who are in the shopping cart. I started going forward on
Yeah,
that
you've
one.
been drinking water, right?
Yeah, I've just been also jumping a
Thank you
lot.
for the roses.
Thank you for the
so much.
roses, I supposes. Oh my
3
god.
times.
1, 2, 3. Thank you. Don't hurt yourself.
That's okay. I'm okay.
Thank you to the 3 people who were just in the shopping cart. All right. That's 30 seconds,
That's it.
everybody. It is time for us to select the first potential. Thank you, who was ever in the shopping cart.
Yay!
Oh my god.
Matt John, welcome back. All right, are we ready?
One.
Are we ready?
One person in the shopping cart. All right, we've got our first potential winner. Let's bring it on over.
Bring it on down.
It is
Sleepy GTI.
Sleepy GTI 18. Sleepy GPI 18. Are you here?
GTI.
Sleepy GTI 18. Thank you for the shopping cart.
Dude, Dad, no.
Sleepy GTI 18.
Oh, he's here.
Hey! First try, baby!
2 times. You gotta keep jumping.
1,
2.
2. Thank you to the 2 people in the shopping cart. Sleepy GTI 18, congratulations.
Yeah.
You just won a brand new Asus 4060 GPU. Congratulations.
Congratulations. That's
All
so
you
fun.
have to do is slide into our DMs. Slide on into our DMs and let us know what your preferred contact email is. As soon as we find that out, we will get in touch with you and we will get that on its way to users in the shopping cart. Thank you very much.
the whole workout
Guys,
together.
that was amazing. Sleepy GTI 18, congratulations.
Absolutely. Can we get balloons? Let's get some balloons.
Yeah, let's get
Sleepy
some balloons.
GTI. Balloons.
2 people. 1,
1, 2.
2.
Balloons.
We did get confirmation, right? We found him?
Yeah.
He was in here?
Yay.
Or they?
Found them.
5 users.
Oh, man. All right.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Thank you to the 5 users who just opened the shopping
Might I
cart.
suggest a just like
Oh my god,
a
6.
releve?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Or just like a
users in the
general
shopping cart.
bounce?
Oh my god. And you know,
And 3.
I played baseball.
All right.
I didn't
3.
do this. 1, 2, 3. Thank you.
Reminder, Ben does not eat things, so there's nothing to be burning right now.
The screenshot I took of the username.
Yeah.
3, yeah.
Amazing.
1.
I mean, I'm
2.
I'm just hosting
3.
with the
It
Newegg
looks like the meme of the
thoughts.
kid who's like in the air and the other guy's running.
Oh,
Oh my god, 4.
4. All right.
1, 2, 3, 4. Thank you to the 4 users who just opened the shopping cart. Guys, make sure you're checking out those shopping, those deals, these deals. 1 user, thank you to whoever's in the shopping cart. These deals will not last past midnight, so please, if you're looking at buying anything, check out the shopping cart right now.
And every time you
8.
do, a Ben has to jump. Might I
8.
suggest releve?
No.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
That's dedication right
Thank
there.
you to the 6.
Oh my God.
1,
Yes, everybody.
2,
Yes.
3, 4, 5, big one, 6.
Ah, I'm so proud of all
Thank
of
you to the 6 and 8 people and the 2
And-
people who just entered the shopping cart.
You made 1, 2.
All right.
When you made promises.
There's
Ben,
only 15 more minutes.
You got this. You
All
got
right.
this. I believe in you.
Fantastic. 2 people.
Okay.
1.
In the meantime,
Thank you.
which one would you like me to chat about
Whew.
today?
Let's see.
I mean,
Let's
I know which one I want to talk about.
where did we leave off, Johnny? Do you know? 3 users in the shopping cart.
1, 2, 3.
So let's scroll way.
Down to Radeon.
Oh,
Radio.
we did all the way to the bottom?
3 more.
Oh. You know what? Yeah, it looks like we missed some stuff because there was a big gap.
Up.
So,
Perfect.
let's 1 user in the shopping cart.
Great. Well, we can talk about the Z790M Plus, which I believe we have right here. Nope, that's the hero. We need a hero.
1 person. Thank you for the 1 person in the shopping cart. We'll just look at the screen, right?
Yep,
It's
fair
fine.
enough. This is our Z790M Plus. Mama board with an Intel Life's Good at
3
LGA.
users.
1700 socket supports 12th and 13th gen Intel processors. Also supports DDR5 RAM at 7200 megahertz overclocked. He's hurting wheel bad.
2 users. 1.
He is at the megahertz of the bench. For expansion slots, you have one PCIe 5.0 by 16, future-proofing yourself for a hot second there. One PCIe 4.0 by 16 slots and 2 PCIe 4.0 by 1 slot. You also have 3 PCIe 4.0 M.2 slots, and for the back I/O. You got 5 USB 3.2 Type A ports, 1 USB 3.2 Type C port, and 2 USB 2.0
1 user.
ports. Right now, it is $179.99, which is $25 off. You will only find that right here on TikTok in the TikTok shop, and you will only find that until midnight tonight.
Thank you for the roses. Thank you to the 2 people in the shopping cart. And yeah, folks, remember, that shopping, those deals do not last long. If you are looking at upgrade, shop now. 5 users.
Oh my god. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
All right, while we do that, because I'm sure there's gonna be more.
There absolutely will be.
Coming up, there's one.
Awesome. We've got the Asus Zen Screen 24-inch 1080p portable USB-C monitor. So this is a portable monitor, and again, I said we have so many monitors that we're talking about today, and I am drooling over all of them. This is our portable one, very useful, might even be the one that I look at today. It is full HD IPS display, 1920 by 1080, with 75 hertz refresh rate, a 5 millisecond response time, FreeSync and AMD Adaptive Sync integral kickstand with VESA mount compatibility, desk mount included. It's got the connectivity ports of 1 USB-C, 1 HDMI, and 1 headphone port. Right now, this little portable monitor, which would be great for business meetings, for walking around college, all sorts of things, $349.99. You can find it right there in the TikTok shop. Right there.
Right there. Right down there. Look at it. Look at it!
Look at it!
Just look at it! This is what ugly looks like. Wumbo.
You didn't see anyone named Sleepy. We actually have a screen grab of it, and we have a really funny screen grab where he is half jumping, and so the t-shirt is at my face, so it looks like I'm hosting with his shirt. It's great.
Whew.
Yeah, everybody, listen, keep hopping in that TikTok shopping cart. Every time you do, he's got to jump. Hey, there's one.
Just like there's also one Asus Prime White Micro ATX PC case. This is a compact PC case that is all white and loaded with style. Fan options, the top of the case can fit 3 120mm fans or 2 140mm fans, while the bottom of the case can fit 2 120mm fans. For radiator options, the top can fit a 360mm radiator, and the front I/O has 2 USB 3.2 Type A, 1 USB 3.2 Type C. It's just $94.99.
And Michael Ramos, yes, unfortunately we did announce our lovely winner for today, but don't worry because we've still got a whole bunch of deals and steals for you right there in the TikTok shop. And again, every time you step into that TikTok shop, Ben's got a jump.
Thank you to the 2 people who were just in the shopping cart.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir. May I have another?
Is this 3070 Ti to a 4070 worth it? Well, you will still be able to game for a decent amount of time, that's for sure.
Yeah, here's what I would say. The 3070 Ti is a plenty powerful GPU. If you're not experiencing problems, there's no explicit reason why you should want to 3 users. 1, 2, 3. Thank you to the 3 people who were in the shopping cart just now. If you're not experiencing problems with your 3070 Ti, it's going to last you thank you to the 1 person in the shopping cart. It's going to last you for a while, but jumping up to the 4070 is going to future-proof you for a while. So, yes, you will experience a notable boost in power. 3 users in the shopping cart. Thank you all. 1, 2, 3. So, if you can afford to, the jump to a 4070 will be worth it in the long run. 2 users in the shopping cart. Thank you both. 1, 2. But if you are not hurting right now and you don't need to upgrade, a 3070 Ti is going to be just fine. just fine for you. How much Newegg paying you? Not enough. One user, thank you for hopping in the shopping cart.
And listen, if you like to mess around with things, if you're laughing as hard as I am at Ben, if you like a little chaos in your life,
Thank you, the one person in the shopping cart.
maybe an Asus ROG Loki 850 watt PSU is the one for you. A little bit of chaos, a little bit of RGB in your life. It's all sorts of fun. With 850 watt power
Two
supply,
users. Thank you
it's
both.
fully modular. It's got 80 plus platinum certified. It's ATX 3.0 compatible and PCIe 5.0 ready. So again, you're going to future-proof yourself with this, buddy. It's $12 off right now, making it $207.99. And you can find this lovely chaotic Loki right there in the TikTok shop. And every time you go in the TikTok shop,
One user, thank you.
he's out of bounds.
Thank you to the one user who was just in the shopping cart. Guys, who's your favorite character in the Marvel show Loki?
In the show,
And why was it Morbius?
I was like, oh, and why was it Alligator Loki?
One! Thank you to the one person who was just in the shopping cart. Yes. Yes. One.
And why was it Alligator Loki?
Thank you to the two users in the shopping cart.
Boing,
One. The
boing.
second one. All right.
And hey, we're gonna move on to
Another gaming monitor.
Yeah, we've got a lot of gaming monitors in the shopping cart right now, and I'm obsessed with all of them.
And this one would go perfectly with a 4060 because it is a 1080p monitor that has a 165 hertz refresh rate. So again, low resolution, high refresh rate. 24-inch screen, 165 hertz refresh rate, a 0.5 millisecond response time, one of the fastest response times I've ever seen. This is a pro gaming monitor. FreeSync Premium and Adaptive Sync are technologies that match the refresh rate of your monitor to the frame rate being output by your GPU, so you never experience dropped or torn frames, just smooth, buttery motion the whole day long.
Which is exactly why I'm looking at a new monitor.
Connect just for that smooth, buttery motion. Connectivity ports
One.
include DisplayPort 1.2. Oh, yeah!
Boing.
Thank you to the one person in the shopping cart. And two HDMI 1.4s. It's $10 off. It's just $139.99. Less than $150 for a gaming monitor with a 0.5 millisecond response time. That's incredible. Anything less than $200 for anything with less than a millisecond response time
seriously, though.
is an absolute steal. And because it's Asus TUF, you know that it's going to last you a good long while without becoming outdated. And thank you to whoever just hopped in the shopping cart. $139.99. I can't stress it enough, guys. That's a hell of a deal.
And you'll find it right there in the TikTok shop.
In that shopping cart, right down yonder.
A Crazy Fuzzy Balls, one.
One person in the shopping cart, thank you.
Daddy Benny, your wife gonna want you to do your dishes when you get home. You're gonna be tired.
Yeah,
Gina,
well.
please tell him to do the dishes when he gets home.
It's okay. I'll throw him in the shower and just turn it on overnight.
Four
users in the shopping cart. One, two, three, four. Thank you to the 4 users who were just in the shopping
I'm gonna
cart.
start counting them like the count on Sesame Street. 1, 2.
2, 1, 2. Asus 27-inch gaming monitor with a full HD resolution and a 144 hertz refresh rate. Again, a perfect choice for the 4060. This is 1 millisecond response time, AMD FreeSync and G-Sync compatible. Tons of positioning availability, VESA mount compatible. $40 off makes it $159.99. It's a little bit bigger than the previous one.
But with that response time and refresh rate being a little
It's kind of a toss-up.
Yeah.
The 24-inch has the faster refresh rate.
2.
1, 2. Thank you to both people who were just in the shopping cart. It has a faster refresh rate and a faster response time. But the Asus 27-inch is just bigger, and the difference between 144 hertz and 165 hertz is not astounding. The millisecond response time, some people would argue you can't even tell a millisecond from a half millisecond. Professional gamers would disagree, but that's why we've got 2 different options here for you. Great monitors all right in the shopping cart. Asus makes some of the best components and peripherals in the market.
And King of Anime, thank you so much for joining. King of Anime earlier today was on Twitch. We told them to come jump on over to TikTok, so they made a TikTok just to hang out with us.
Hey,
so thank you so much for joining. I hope you had fun and you watched Ben get a hell of a workout.
Hot Roid, first of all, that's a hilarious name. Hot Roid says,
Lead
by
him
the
that
way,
way.
the sweepstakes are legit. Hot Roid won one of the
SSDs.
The SSDs, the
Star Wars ones?
the
Yeah.
Star Wars lightsaber SSDs. Those
One.
things are sick.
1.
Thank you to the one person in the shopping cart. One.
Best graphics card to buy for under $500. There's so many that we have right there in the TikTok shop right now that are only good till midnight. So it just kind of depends on what your system is. So the best GPU out there might not be the best GPU.
Hey, Eric Castillo, it's legit. We're not joking. We're not lying. It's legit. Just because you don't always see, like, different monitors see different names. Everyone has 2 names on TikTok.
Oh,
so,
yeah, that's
yeah.
true.
So you are probably seeing the username, whereas we were seeing the tag name or whatever. I can't remember how they delineate them. But it's real, man. I promise you that.
What was the price for the Asus TUF, the monitor?
The monitor, that Asus TUF.
The TUF, the 24-inch monitor is $139.99 right now, which is $10 off.
That's an
Until
incredible
midnight.
deal. That's an incredible deal.
Yeah, that's
Eric
correct.
wears a fedora. Well, actually.
You gotta put your glasses up every single time.
Kobe, what up? Guys, coming up next. Oh, thank you to the one person in the shopping cart.
Boing.
Yeah. Okay, coming up next. This is the Asus ProArt widescreen professional monitor. This is a highly recommended. Thank you to the one person in the shopping cart. Jump. This is a tough. So let's just we'll just bring it up on screen, right? If that's okay, Johnny. Rather than thank you to the one person in the shopping cart. Jump.
Boing. But yes, this the 24-inch professional monitor, really good for photoshopping, for editing, for those kinds of things. Anything where you're
Thank you to the one person in the shopping cart.
That widescreen working on some pretty high level graphics and things like that. This is what's going to work out really well for you. It's a 1920 by 1200 WXGA display. Again, so really good for if you're photoshopping, if you're doing some kind of editing,
Thank you to the one
if you're
using
a
the
content
shopping
creator, that kind of thing. It's a 16 by 10 aspect ratio with 75 hertz refresh rate, 5 millisecond response time. So this monitor, not so much for gaming, but definitely for creating. With adaptive sync, height pivot, swivel, and tilt adjustable, 1 display port, 1 HDMI, 1 D sub, and 4 USB 3.2 Type A ports for all of your external hard drives that you're definitely working on when you're editing photos, videos, what have you. If you're a content creator, this is the monitor that you need.
Thank you to the one user in the shopping cart.
Things at once. It's $189.99 right now, and it's $10 off right there in that TikTok shop.
$189.99 is an incredible deal for a professional level monitor.
Yep.
Great color, great accuracy, fantastic for editors and digital content creators in general.
Omar Alkali.
Adatsuki, hello, yeah, welcome.
Hi.
It's Newegg, baby. Hey, please do us a favor. Click that shopping cart or shopping bag down there. Every time that we see it open, I have to jump. But also, that is where all the incredible Asus deals are that will only last until midnight tonight. And remember, guys, if you want to take advantage of these great savings now but can't really afford to pay the full price tag now, you don't gotta. You can use Zip to break that big price tag into 4 smaller, interest-free price tags that you pay across several months instead of all at once. It's a great way to pay while you play and literally make your dollar go further. There's never any interest and it doesn't hurt your credit score. Zip is a great way to get these Asus monitors now and pay while you're playing with them.
Did you want to give away another sweater?
A sweater?
Sure! Yeah, should we give away another sweater?
What do we think?
All right!
Is it sweater weather time? We're heading into that time where
Do we
everybody
have
is
another one?
blasting that AC at all times.
Okay, all right, everybody. So here's what we're gonna do. Does someone have their phone here? Yeah. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna tell you guys all you have to do if you want to win. Thank you to the one user in the shopping cart. Yeah. All right. If you want to win a limited edition Asus sweater, all you have to do is spam Asus Takeover in the TikTok chat right
then
now.
we're gonna take a
Just
screen
spam
grab.
it. When I say go, we're gonna do a screen cap on someone's phone. The last person to have said Asus Takeover on that screenshot is gonna be our winner. Do we have some?
Ready?
Yeah.
Are we on it? All right.
Okay. So guys, if you want to win that limited edition Asus sweatshirt, start
you can wear-
spamming Asus Takeover right now in that chat.
And it is definitely that time where everyone starts blasting AC everywhere you go. People are gonna want to warm up and cozy up with some Asus cuddly things. And listen,
I-
it's not real cuddly.
Could use the AC right now, frankly. But that's fine. All right. I'm not going to look. I'm just going to let the Asus Takeovers flow
Spam,
in.
spam, spam,
I'm going to let
spam,
it
spam,
flow,
spam,
and I'm going to
spam.
let you know when to take that screenshot, okay? I'm not looking. I'm not looking. They're spamming. Now!
Screenshot.
All right.
What we got?
Jacob Beers.
Jacob Beers, are you here's?
Fun.
Jacob Beers, let me know. Let me know if you're still here.
Let us know. Are you here?
I
Jacob
wanna know
Beers.
if you want this crew neck sweatshirt. Jacob Beers is here! Congratulations, Jacob, and thank you to the one person who just hopped into the shopping cart.
What up, sweater?
Jacob,
What
let
up?
me show you what you just won, buddy.
Yeah.
Check that out.
Ooh.
Look at- oh, it's soft
It's-
too.
Oh, that
Is
was
it?
actually one of the ones signed by Jake.
I was
so-
gonna say, Jake
nope.
signed that one.
Oh, some lucky winner from our last one won a signed Jake sweatshirt. So this is not the specific one
Yeah.
you'll be winning. You'll be winning
Probably this one.
this one.
Probably the unwrapped one. But you've seen what it looks like without. But we don't need to unwrap. Do we want to unwrap?
Nah,
it?
it's fine.
Yeah. No. Well, never mind.
Okay,
Too
all
late.
right.
Oh
I have a
no.
full box.
Yeah, it's-
Give away another one.
Yeah, we'll give away another one. Okay.
All right, sure.
What the hell?
You wanna do it again?
Did you record that last winner? Did we have it written down?
Yeah.
Fantastic. All right, guys, one more.
And Jacob, remember to slide into our DMs and
Oh,
tell
yeah.
us that you want us what?
Yeah, Jacob, please slide into our DMs. Let us know what your preferred contact email is, and we'll get in touch with you about how you're going to claim this. Congratulations. We're going to do one more giveaway. I'm not looking. Please just keep spamming Asus Takeover. Just spam Asus Takeover in the chat.
and it's
I
almost
will look.
spam.
I'll just tell, are you ready for another screenshot whenever it happens? That's fantastic, because it's happening right now.
Go, 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 go.
Zach.
It can't be Zach again. Come on. Zach, I got it. I'm sorry. I can't let you win twice in a row, man. I can't. I
right,
apologize.
spam again, spam again.
Okay, we're gonna do another one. Actually, who was just above Zach in that? Did you
you already
delete it
delete it?
already?
Oh, no.
Who was the one right? Who said Asus Takeover right before Zach? Zach, I'm sorry, dude. Please, I hope you understand. I'm not trying to be a dick, but you cannot. You can't. I've been jumping for 2 hours.
Crazy balls. Give it up.
What?
Crazy Fuzzy Ball!
Crazy Fuzzy Ball 69!
Yes!
Nice.
Thank you to the
It
one
is
person in the shopping cart.
about time, Crazy Fuzzy Balls.
Crazy Fuzzy Ball 69, nice. You just won an Asus crew neck sweatshirt. Let us know you're still here, man. I just want to see you say hi. Come on, CFB.
Yes!
Yeah, let's go!
Yes!
Absolutely.
This is what we want for
Congratulations.
you.
That is whew,
Absolutely what we want for you.
boo boo. That makes me happy. Thank you to the two
Two
people
more times, yeah.
in the shopping cart. Wow, I've never been readier for it to be 7.
I'm sure. But you know what? Here, I can talk about, we've got just a couple more things here. This is the Asus 22-inch widescreen HD monitor. Do we got it? Do we want to throw that up on Jenny real
Yeah,
quick?
let's pull that on down.
Bring it on down. Jenny's got our Asus widescreen
HD monitor.
There she is. It's the 22-inch 1920 by 1080 full HD display. With
Thank you to the one person in the shopping cart, and thank you all for joining us for the 4060 release party from Asus.
Yeah. This has got 60 hertz refresh rate with 1 millisecond response time, tilt adjustable, VESA mount compatible, with 1 HDMI port and a D sub. All right, on the side there, it is $89 right now, which is $6 off for that 22-inch widescreen HD monitor, and you can find it right there with everything else we're talking about in the TikTok shop.
In the shopping cart right there, real Newegg fans stand the 11 Eastern show.
Fair enough.
Wait, excuse me. Mayath, we just did. Someone just won one. I'm sorry, pal.
Yeah. Do we think we're living in a computer simulation?
Yes. I think we're living in some sort of simulation.
I
but-
think if we are, then the computer glitched out a long time ago.
Yeah, I know CFB, but that's not up to me. Like you won fair and square. It's so long as it's not the same day. I can't really. I'm sorry, Zach. I can't in good conscience let you win a free 4060 GPU and a limited edition sweatshirt.
Almost a swear. But listen, you got the GPU, and that should be peachy keen.
Lil Robin, you can win shirts like this by visiting the Newegg display at events. If you go to PAX East, PAX West, VidCon, all those events where you might see Newegg, we often are giving out these shirts when you see us in person. Zach, I'm so happy for you. Thank you to the one person
Boing.
in the shopping cart. I really appreciate you guys. And guys, what did you think? Did you like this? Was this fun? I had a good time. I loved talking to Jake. I loved getting to have someone win a free 4060 GPU.
And some sweaters.
and some sweaters.
Did you
Just
oh,
got home,
Jacob.
jerk up. I'm sorry.
That's okay, Jacob. You know that we have these takeovers all the time, and you're always in here. So.
And y'all, we're gonna be doing another. Yep, I got this.
Right.
We're gonna be doing another ASUS takeover for our ASUS Fridays tomorrow.
So check us
same
out.
time, 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. Pacific.
Same egg time, same egg channel.
Same egg channel.
Because we've cracked.
If I worked for ASUS and get a GPU, thank you.
the
First of all,
hearts.
thank you to the person in the shopping cart, and thank you to whoever just gave us that first gift.
I love that.
It
So,
was
what was
extremely organized compared to last month's. So, I mean,
Hey, every time. Hey, you're here for the chaos, okay? Sometimes we organize. Sometimes, we sell Loki monitors and Loki GPUs. And that's the
deja
whole
vu,
point.
says Code Talk.
Pretty soon we'll read at a 6th grade level too.
Pretty
Come
soon.
someday.
Yay, more
Thank you, Daniel. Guys,
I love the hearts.
coming up next, we have the ASUS 22-inch gaming monitor. This is a 22-inch full HD display, 75 hertz refresh rate, 1 millisecond response time, FreeSync technology, tilt adjustable, VESA mount compatible, 1 HDMI port, 1 display port, and 1 D sub. $11 off makes it just $94. Less than $100. That would make a fantastic secondary monitor, a streaming monitor. Thank you to the one person in the shopping cart. But yeah, for those of you who are streaming, who are content creators who need more than one monitor, if you're streaming, you know that you've just got to have OBS or vMix or whatever you're using up somewhere. You have got to have eyes on it. So having a second monitor makes that a lot easier. In fact, I don't know how you would do it without a second monitor.
Yeah, trust me, you don't want to be trying to do all that on your phone while you're gaming. It's not going to work out for you. You're going to have a bad time.
Taco.
Wow.
Taco, tell you what, you can't have a free PC so long as you lend me exactly its price with tax and shipping. And then it's yours. That's it.
Also, if you don't want to go down the Ben path, let me tell you, if you just go to Newegg or go to the TikTok shop right there, first of all, he's got a bounce.
Yeah.
Second of all, if you just give Newegg that amount of money, same thing, shipping, handling, etc., tax, and then once it gets to you, it's free from that moment on.
That's it.
It's free from
It's
that moment
yours.
on.
Everybody, we're going to go over one more monitor, and then we got to go. I'm actually going to skip down one to the Asus TUF Gaming 32-inch curved gaming monitor. This mean machine is 32-inch WQHD, that's 2K display, with a 1500R curvature, 165 hertz refresh rate, 1 millisecond response time, FreeSync Premium, VESA mount compatible, 1 DisplayPort 1.2, and 2 HDMI 2.0, $329.99. And everybody, that's our time, y'all.
That's it.
This has been a fantastic time. Give it up for Asus, give it up for Jake, and let's all celebrate the launch of that 4060 GPU. Technology just keeps moving forward. I love you guys. Thank you so much for joining us. Let's hear it for Johnny and Joe, and oh my God, one more time. Isaac. God, the binding of Isaac. I'm going to bind that to my memory. Give it up for Ellie Glitch.
What up? And give it up for Ben Tibbles, who has done nothing but bounce for your enjoyment
Yeah!
for so long
That one's
now.
for free. All right, everybody. We love you so much. Have a great night. Bye-bye. Give it up for Asus. We'll see you tomorrow, 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. Asus